Well, hello and good evening, afternoon in this case, and welcome to what is going to be the penultimate episode of Growing Shadows Season 2. Today we're going to go ahead and do our usual, make sure that everyone out there in Chatland can hear us. Do we have good audio out there? So, awesome.
I can
Well,
also take off my headphones and see if I can hear.
yeah, no
No, we're
problem.
good. I had myself muted, so
Mhm.
Ah, that happens.
Yeah,
Well, welcome
I'm
everyone.
getting audio on my phone.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone, to this episode of Growing Shadows. We are wrapping up season two after our ninjas have basically traveled the entire continent in search of a conspiracy, trying to find out what exactly had happened to earlier shows. Really quick, pulling that all together, we are the third part of a series of shows that have all come together based around a central plot that has been running now for about 3 4 years. uh, Started off with with Seriously Let's Play. We did a very short series built on top of that for a podcast that was called The Wooden Dojo, and now we have this actual play called The Growing Shadows. This is going to be the close of this season, and we will be uploading very soon, and we will be broadcasting an episode where the players, some of our players from every show, is going to be coming together to present evidence of what all is happening and doing this huge wrap up that will launch us into the next plot line and where our characters are going to go from there. For that show, we will also be having the creator of the game, Aloy Lasanta. He is going to be joining us for that episode. We'll also have Carol Darnell, and she was the editor. That said, we can go ahead and get started and go straight into gameplay. We already did our intro, right? All right. So, when last we left our intrepid group of ninjas, they had been traveling and arrived at the coast where Arashi Port was and gone through some really crazy, trippy side mission where they ended up going to the spirit realm and interacting with the animals and creatures that live there. Now, however, their mission is done and they have made a new ally. And for all intents and purposes, they know who the poisoners were for Sakamoto Eiko. They are now traveling westward across the land, going, trying to arrive at the other side of what is this kind of thin peninsula? And there is a sea there where they will arrive at a port and be able to board a ship that will take them southward across the main ocean and back to the area of the mainland where Danketsu is. It will still be quite a bit of a journey ahead of them, but they are traveling across land in their wonderful little mystery gang wagon. Let's go ahead and get some player and character introductions and tell me what exactly it is that you are doing as you're traveling across the land. Uh, Starting off, let's go ahead and have Tuan.
Um, Hi, my
So,
name is Tuan, and I play Guy, the resident bookworm and trap master of the group. Um, as with most times, whenever we're traveling, Guy usually is replenishing his stock of traps because these are, expendable, and it's his only way of defending himself. So I'm probably just refining and making new forms of traps to see what I can surprise people with.
all right. Uh, Next up, let's go ahead and have Justine.
I'm Justine. I play Ronto and her dog Camu. I am the party's very tiny little woodland muscle girl, and I do a lot of the punching and throwing and uh, beating up next to Chet.
you
Um,
really do.
I,
Yeah.
I'm the tough cookie. But I'm not the only tough cookie. I would say while we're traveling on land, which is our preferred method of travel, Ronto and Camu are kind of going off in areas to kind of scout ahead, quietly make returns, make sure things are clear, occasionally getting distracted if there's like a really weird smell in the air or like a cool rock on the ground or something like that. But for the most part, she's silently scouting ahead for trouble and then coming back to report if anything looks suspicious.
All right. Next up, let's go ahead and get our shonen protagonist with Steven.
I'm Steven. I play Chet. Uh, and right now, I believe he would probably be handling wagon maintenance and animal upkeep to make sure that the trip is going smoothly.
all that ship work that you learned when we were on the water, is serving you well with keeping the wagon in ship shape.
You
He's like
gotta,
trying to attach a sail to the wagon.
you gotta have,
Oh my god, that would be great.
what if we became land pirates? Is all I'm saying.
I mean,
Aren't we
this
already?
ninja thing is just being a pain in the butt right now. So
Yeah, we should jump classes. Let's take a new job profession.
Who knows? All right. Next up, let's go ahead and get Sammy.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I'm playing Takumi Izanagi. Yeah, Izanagi. I'm the uh when Ranto isn't doing it, I am Scout. I am also the group's archer, and resident clown when need be. That makes questionable decisions every once in a while.
Sounds
you do you.
I do me.
sounds pretty close there. Yeah. And finally, our producer Roxy.
Yeah, Kyo is not the producer. But yeah, I'm Roxanne Thompson, and you've seen me on almost every show on this channel, so I need very little introduction. But I play Kyo, the group's face and mouth, generally. Um, and yeah, I make the money and buy things and throw coins at people and leave little squares on their heads. That's what I do.
You know,
Yeah, pretty much.
make it rain.
I make it rain, except when it's little bronze
It
coins,
hurts.
it hurts.
All right. Well, as you're traveling across the land and across the empire, you are leaving the Arashi port area. Sounds the sea, kind of fade in the distance, and you know that to your south is the bridge to battle and Triumph Province and all these areas that right now the imperial troops have kind of formed up down in that area. That is where the War of the Serpent is currently taking place. But you are tens, if not hundreds of miles north of there. So you are safe. But as you're traveling, you do run into a few caravans, other wagoneers, or other things. And by and large, you have a fairly peaceful journey. Is there anything y'all are going to be doing or checking into as you're traveling?
Uh, Probably ask the other caravans we see on the road, especially those coming from the direction that we're headed, what the road is like.
Uh, road's pretty much fine. One of the people says. It did rain recently. Storm came up out of the Gulf, and so the roads are a little bit harder to get through, but nothing terrible. This don't get off the path, and your wagon should do fine. Um, really, other than that, it looks like most really haven't seen too many troops in the area in quite some time now. I'm not certain if they're all down reinforcing or if they've all traveled across the Gulf already. Who knows?
We still have our two companions with us, right?
Yes,
Nakaba
you do.
Shuji and
Yeah. Tumway and Nakaba are both here with you.
sounds good.
So, mhm.
I'm probably attempting to sketch out the beginnings of a painting of the spirit realm that we just came from, partially because if I don't do it soon I'll forget, and another way for people to slightly believe us. But
Okay.
it's the kind of sketch that you get when you're trying to draw on a bumpy car. So it looks
Etch
terrible
etch
right
a
now.
sketch almost at
Yeah.
times.
It's like, and then you get a little
Oh,
seasick, or you get a little car sick, so I have to put it down for a few minutes, pack it
I
back up.
I just had a really crazy flashback to, Squiggle Vision, if anybody remembers Squiggle Vision. No,
You're old,
there
bud.
yeah, I'm old. There used to be this TV series called Home Videos, and it was all the lines of all the characters were always moving, so it was
Oh
really funny.
Oh,
gosh.
like in Dr. Katz?
Yes.
And home videos, I believe.
Yep.
Yep.
They
Yeah, I
called it
never I
that.
never heard of that show, I don't think, but I remember Dr. Katz because I was like, why is he wiggling?
Yeah.
Home
Make it stop.
movies.
Home
Mhm.
movies, that's the
The
one.
Adult Swim one.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I love that show.
It always had the little thing at the end of their credits that said, "In Squiggle Vision." So,
I didn't know
alright.
that's a term for it.
Yep.
I just thought it was bad art.
It was. It's better than what I could do, but, hey, it was popular.
This is true. I can't even animate like a page turning, let alone.
So, uh, that said, as you're traveling and, working on the painting, do you wanna go ahead and try and make a roll on that?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. What 2 skills you think you're gonna be doing?
Well,
Strength I mean, strength to hold the brush steady or, you know
for narrative purposes, because I described it as such, I'll use crafts,
Mhm.
which I have 4 pips in, and travel, which I have 0 pips in.
Okay, so 4 pips. Let's go
Nice.
for it.
To fit the situation. 2 successes.
2 successes, alright. Uh, it is passable. It's not your greatest work, it's not something that you'd be, like, hanging in a museum, but the thing is that you get the idea of what you saw. So, I mean,
Cool.
it's yeah. That said, because I was like, is he gonna wanna use key or anything else? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. So table key starts today at,
Table
or
karma.
karma is at 5. We have currently around 20
Yeah,
or
we had like 16 or 17 subs.
alright. So
I
we're
have us
gonna
at 7 karma, 3 GM karma, and 1 reroll.
there we go, perfect. Alright. So, as you're traveling now, you begin to make your way, and you do hit that point where the road is kind of wet and the tire, your wheels are having a little bit harder time coming through the area, but it's not the worst you've ever been through. Uh, and everybody's keeping up with their tasks. You finally begin to hear the sounds in the distance and see the roar of an ocean. Everything out here is pretty level. There are fields, but as long as you're up in the wagon, you can see very far. And you see the curve of the ocean as it comes into the Gulf, and this goes off into the distance for as far as the eye can see. But you're still probably maybe a half a day to a day's travel. That would get you into a port late at night, unless you want to go ahead and rest and make the rest of the journey at some point. So really the question is, what time do you want to arrive in port? Do you want to be in the port at night or do you want to arrive in the morning?
Well,
Uh,
ships
I
ships probably won't be setting off at night anyways, right?
Hmm.
are they?
Oh no,
So-
no, they usually not.
Yeah, but
To
we
maybe
could if
sleep
we
now.
we arrive at night, we can secure passage on a ship for the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're running up to a boat, going, "Hey, can you take us?"
Yeah, exactly.
So I think at night would be best.
I agree.
Okay.
And then we can
Uh,
sleep in town.
Yay.
the closest port is going to be a smaller kind of fishing village, but oftentimes larger ships will dock or they'll basically anchor offshore uh, about a good 100 200 yards offshore and send in either the fishing boats will be used for transporting people or they have boats themselves that bring stuff onto the land and onto road to travel further into the kingdom. This is going to be one of the closest ports. It's not really named, it's just a location people know. Are you going to want to go there or are you going to want to go to one of the more major ports?
I feel like major
Uh,
ports, we have more chance of running into Empire opposition.
Soldiers and stuff, yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, smaller port would be better.
Smaller would be
But-
A
better.
subtle approach, as a ninja would.
However, being at
This way.
a major port gives us more options to pick a boat as well.
This
True.
is true as well. I guess we have to. So if people haven't seen a lot of troops, the assumption is that they're either what they said already across the Gulf, or they could be at port waiting to travel across the Gulf. Um, hmm.
Guy personally feels like I would rather run. I feel like we can run the risk of possibly running into Empire troops because I don't think that's that high of a risk. And Guy likes the option of not being at the whims of a singular boat at the small ports.
Would either of our guests need disguises though? If we did run into Empire.
In a bigger city, I at least Tomoe would potentially run the risk of running into somebody that she knows.
Yeah.
But
Do we have a way to
Tomoe-
do disguise?
Tomoe could fit in the hidey hole in the wagon.
This is
Yeah,
true.
but we still have to get her on the boat, and if we like bring her into the boat in the hidey hole and then be like, "Hey, we stowed somebody away and brought them onto your boat anyway," we're gonna have to deal with the fallout of that on the boat.
I mean, we could be
Again.
again. Yeah, we could
Again.
be we could be upfront about it. Go ahead and bring her, but we may upfront in enough that we give her a different name
Tomoe
just in case, because the what is the nations of who are the ones that are after her?
That is
Pirate Nation.
it's the nation to the west. It's the nation of
I can't remember, but it is the pirate nations are looking for her.
Yeah.
I think
Land
we
of
should at least
Crashing
give a
Waves?
different name.
yes.
Crashing Waves, is that what you
Yep.
said?
Man.
Land
Yeah,
of
sorry to
Crashing
talk over you.
All hail
No,
the
no.
note taker.
I take notes, but they're on different pages, and I'd have to flip my whole notebook around. I need a smaller notebook. Thanks for the sub there, David.
Waves. Yay.
You know that's part of we all agreed to live together. He has to sub to all our channels. No, but yeah. So I'd say let's come up with a different name for Tom Way, and we'll figure it out.
I mean, she should have one. She's made it this far. I don't think
That's
we
true.
need to come up with it. I think
True. Do
she
you
should
have an
probably have
alias?
that in the bag.
Literally, just call me Sakura.
There you go.
It's like there's hundreds of them.
You're not wrong.
John Smith.
Yeah, pretty much.
This
Give her a
is
fake
Jane Doe.
mustache.
Now, what
Give
about
her-
Shuji? Because isn't he a lesser son from a noble house?
No, he answers up for himself. He's like nobody's looking for me. I'm just refused entrance back into my family's lands in the capital. They were all taken by the emperor.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
I'm
Well,
displaced,
not
and
for
if
you.
I ever, if
So
I
you're
ever return to the capital, I will be executed.
so you're essentially a nobody right now.
It's one way to put it. Yes.
Good for you. And Ronto does not probably understand how cutting that might sound, but she sees it
Oh.
as a cool that makes it easy.
Give him one of those handkerchiefs that he puts on his head and ties under his nose because that works for some reason.
Yeah, you know.
As a disguise.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll throw a picture of it in the Discord. So
Oh,
it's a
what
common
anime?
thing.
Yeah, what anime
It's
have they not done that in?
yeah.
I think they did it in Demon Slayer, didn't they?
Demon Slayer, Ranma. Lord. I think they did it during the raid in My Hero Academia too, didn't they? Like all the guys were sneaking
Remember?
around in the dorms.
He did it.
Something like that.
He
Yeah.
did
So
it
I
in
was responding to chat.
hmm
What are we talking about exactly?
Oh,
Oh, the
anime where they wear the handkerchief on the head and then tie it
Oh
in under the nose.
no.
yeah. They had a joke in One Piece about how someone was doing that and they got recognized. They were like, "What?"
impossible. No, yeah. So I mean, as long as nobody's looking for him, and we think we can get Sakura onto onto the boat without too much trouble, we'll just keep our wits about us. And how do we want to play it? Do we want to? Because how old is Shuji?
Shuji is in his 20s.
Okay, so like, guys, we have an adult with us now, so we could all be the urchins to his adult merchant, and it might, huh?
Am I 18 yet?
No,
Not yet. Yeah, that'll be next
I think
season.
you're like 16 or 17. Yeah, you're
I
Okay, I
16.
was
love
about to be
I
like,
love
wait
how
a
Think
second.
I love how our strategy is just the same bit. We just change who isn't an urchin at that time.
Right?
it,
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I will happily do it, but Kyo is willing to not have to be the one to talk to people.
it,
And I tell Shuji, I have the money. I don't know if you were making any money in Gen's world, but if not, we can take care of it. Um, and I'm like, I can like teach you the ways of the wagon, so you can be like, this is my merchant thing. And if he seems at all reluctant to do this, then I'm like, forget it. Dirty your face. You'll be my urchin.
think
No. I'll do this.
Chet's gonna pipe up and just say like, I think we should probably get to port before we come up with these schemes and make sure
This is
we.
true. I mean, maybe we
It's
can
good
just
to
buy a passage.
it's good to have it in the back pocket, but I don't want to come up with all these schemes and then have them be unnecessary.
Yeah, for
You're
all we
right.
know, this port could be like death to urchins.
All right, so
Oh no! They've made it illegal to be poor.
Yeah.
Where am I? This is my escapism.
Well, it's a good thing
so
you're not.
Yeah, right.
uh, they you manage to travel west, and are you going? So you are going to the larger port.
No.
I mean,
Do we need to
two of
cast
us
lots?
I think two of us didn't want to, and two of us did want to, and one of us was quiet during that entire conversation. So
I'm
Ronto, you
sorry.
get to be the
Oh
tiebreaker.
no.
I mean, we could all just roll die, and whoever gets, whichever team gets more points,
Yeah,
that's where we go.
Ronto would not care either way, so I could roll high low to be the tiebreaker.
There you go.
There we
There you
go.
go. So high
Let's
is
see.
fancy port, low is tiny port.
Okay. Whew, that's a 1.
Small port it is.
Small port it is.
Ronto's like half paying attention. She's like, "What? Yeah, little, fine, little. I fit little."
I'm very little, yeah. I fit in little, so let's go to little.
hmm
She thinks we're just talking about her.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
like she heard us plotting and she's like, obviously I need to crawl in somewhere.
All right. So, you make your way to the smaller port. It would have been a much further travel, not much, but it would have been a further travel to get down to Higgindow, which was the major port, the closest one you could have gone to. That would have gotten you across the Gulf. But you go to a unnamed fisher port. And it was unnamed, I'll say. But as you're arriving in town, and at this point, also based on what you said, you're arriving at night. And it is the Suchow is the name of the port here on the coast. Smaller fish, probably roughly about 30 buildings, various sizes, one tower. It appears to be one temple here. And you see smoke rising from a few chimneys. The sun, as it is descending in the evening, is just illuminating the tops of the homes as you crest over the hill and start to, descend down, towards the, village, which is just a ways from the beach. But you can see several boats that are being illuminated by the light, and you also do see one transport, one larger transport that is out in the water, about 200 yards away. Uh, as you're pulling in, you're noticing that a lot of the homes are closing up. They're, lowering their shades. They are closing their doors. Uh, Not too many people are talking to you as you come into town. They're really not paying much attention to you at all. It could be that the ship has dropped off all the people that they're going to drop off, and it might be departing in the morning or tomorrow or something. But by and large, you do not see anyone that does not have the appearance of being either a member of the workforce here or a fisherman in the town. And after a few minutes of walking through the town, you're noticing that the streets are getting emptier and emptier. And you haven't really been here that long. Like I said, it's only about 30 structures. So what are y'all doing?
Is there a
Uh,
place that we can stay for the night?
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, you, let's say it's kind of like almost a two-lane town with, alleys, but two roads, it seems. The road that brought you into town and another road that'll take you out towards the port. And you think you see a illuminated sign, torches lit along sides of it, that says that it is the town inn.
Okay, while we are also there, can I also around or can we look around for um like a dock master or anything like is there anyone still on the dock itself that we could talk to about securing passage
Uh,
ships that might be bound our direction?
yeah, if you make your way basically that would be out past town a little bit. You would have to go out towards the beach. That's where most of the ships are and the dock. It really isn't in town, so it's a short walk. But if
I look at my friends and I'm like, okay, I think one of us should go and talk to the dock master while somebody else goes and secures lodging for the night. Do one of us want to go, or do I want to go talk to the try to get secure passage, or should we send Shuji and then go get? I can go get the inn, or someone else
I mean, I
can get
can
some.
I can go talk to a dock master to get passage on a ship.
Okay, that's fine.
okay,
Does
Do we
anybody want to
want
go
him to
with
go?
them?
Do we want him to go alone?
I think we should have Muscle and Eyes go. So
Okay,
either Takumi or Ranto go with him.
I'll go with him then.
Okay, just in case.
Yeah.
okay. Uh, Going down to the beach for the two of you. Uh, you are looking out, trying to find the dock master, and looking along the beach, you see some of the ships are just pushed right up on the shore. They're that sort of fishing vessels. Something larger than a canoe, but in a similar size. Uh, or sorry, similar shape, I should say. But go ahead and give me a perception intuition roll as you're standing there.
Got 3.
3. And difficulty is going to be set at 3.
Jeez, I'm distracted. 1.
Remember,
All
we
right.
do
Good
have
eye.
7 karma just for future rolls.
Yeah.
All right. So as you're standing there and looking around, um, Steven, your character, Chet, sees that there is a group of people, like about 10 to 15 people, moving in the darkness away from town.
That looks like a thing. I'll tap, or I'll get
Gumi.
Takumi's attention away from the rolling waves. And I'm sure he just is dying to paint,
So pretty.
and I'll
Huh?
just
What? Huh?
I'll like tap him on the shoulder, point at like do one of these, and then point at the figures.
Okay. The figures that you see moving through are dressed like villagers.
You
That
wanna,
said,
then I'll just be like, you want to follow?
Yeah. Who
all
does
right.
that?
All right. For those of you who went to the inn, uh, there is one person essentially working at the front. They're actually cleaning the floor when you arrive. And are all of you going to go inside?
Um, Honestly, I would probably go in with Shuji and ask immediately: Is there a way? Is there a place we can store our wagon? Is there a stable for our animals and a place to store our wagon?
Oh, then they look around and see you, and they're like, uh,
I don't even ask if we can stay. I'm just like, where can I put my wagon?
and he kind of looks between you and Shuji and back and forth. He's like, well, yes, there is a place that we can uh, more of a field with fences. And he looks very distracted at the two of you. But yeah, yes, there is some place that we could store your wagon.
Um. Okay. I look at Shuji and I very surreptitiously, hopefully away from the eyes, pass him enough coin to presumably pay for our stay, and then I turn to go out as though I'm just a lowly worker, and go get our wagon and everything moored up.
He nods to you and says, "Go ahead and show me where the room is." Uh, for Ronto and for Guy, go ahead and give me an intuition perception roll.
On
All right.
Shuji
No,
or on the
did y'all
innkeeper?
go? Did y'all come inside?
I did.
No, no. Oh, did we all come inside? I was gonna say it was just Shuji and I.
I was
Oh,
Come
going to
inside.
stay in the cart.
Okay, so Guy, you make the roll then.
All right, so intuition perception.
Yep.
Oof, all by my lonesome. I am not a perceptive boy.
in retrospect, that was probably a bad idea.
However, however,
And
his
difficulty is
paranoia,
3.
his paranoia pays off. I got 4 successes.
Nice,
Ooh.
nice.
Hey, paranoia.
Hooray!
It will save you in a pinch.
Listen, I'm scared of everything. I am tiny. I gotta be.
Looking
But I'm
out
also
from the
scared of
covered
pinches.
wagon, you see that there are figures moving along the top of the roofs there in town. Moving in the direction towards you. Uh, and you do also see that uh, your companion has now come back outside.
Which companion?
The merchant. Roxy's character has come back
Yeah.
outside and is
Yeah.
looking around. And
Kyo, I have a
Yeah.
name. Thanks.
Okay.
The merchant.
I know. I was like, wait, are you talking about the innkeeper? I'm so confused.
Sorry.
So there's just for Roxanne out of character to understand there are 15 figures moving out of town
Mm-hmm.
as spotted by Chet and Takumi.
Yeah.
And then there's a number of figures spotted by Guy on the rooftops heading toward us.
Yes.
Okay, well, when I come back out, I'm just like, okay, they told us that there's a place to keep our wagon and our animals in a field.
And so, not even looking, just kind of waving in the direction of Kyo's voice, just like, hush, hush, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Uh-oh.
There's something up there.
And once pointed out, you do see the shadows moving.
I try to look, I'm going to use this word again, against my better judgment, surreptitiously. And I'm like, wow, what a nice evening.
No,
and I
the
kind
rooftops, the rooftops. There's something up there.
And I move closer to the wagon. I'm like, I see it. I was putting on a show.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm scared.
Okay, get in the wagon.
Okay.
Stay in the wagon.
You're
Okay.
noticing also as those figures are moving towards you that the candles and torches that are behind them are also extinguishing.
Okay, so I'm gonna peer back in, and if Ronto went inside, I'm gonna be like, and where is Kamu? Remember,
Me,
we
I
have a
assume.
dog with us that should
Yeah,
always
probably.
perk up at anything sus.
Yeah,
Arf,
probably
arf,
with
arf.
Ronto. Going back to our people outside, as you begin to chase after those 15 people, you also notice that portions of the village are starting to go dark.
It's nighttime. It's not too suspicious.
Well, shouldn't it be going brighter?
But it was
Because they're going to bed.
already almost a ghost town, and now all of the lights are going off, which means that somebody has to be putting them out.
Yeah, the people going to bed before they go inside.
Were the lights that we saw as we were moving through the village,
Mhm.
like open flame torches affixed to the outside of buildings, or were they
Some of them.
lanterns, or were these
Some of
like
them-
inside lights?
Some of them were going to be lanterns. Some of them were going to be candles. Not too many candles. A lot of them are going to be more torches that are probably on sconces away from the buildings.
So street lights essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there.
No, one moment. I've got a friend who is asking to go. Yep. Oh. There we go.
Too many animals in this home, but they're cute.
They are cute. She just wanted to get out. She was very lonely back here because we weren't playing with her.
I think that Chet would not worry about the lights going out and continue to try to sneakily follow this group.
Okay.
I will reluctantly adhere to the buddy system.
All right.
Besides, we know that there are 3 ninja in town. They'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
We all got very similar training.
Sure we did. Uh, as long as I can, as we're following, I'm gonna be taking glances back at the village to see if I can see any changes outside of the lights going dark.
Uh, Go ahead and give me a perception, intuition perception test. It is going to be difficulty 4.
I would like to use a karma on this.
Sure.
Two.
2.
All is well.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. But as your eyes do adjust to the night, as you're following this group, you are making out that they are villagers, and you see men, women, and even women carrying babies.
I want to try and eavesdrop on them.
All you're hearing is quickly, quickly now. Watch your step. And you like he ever so often so I was like, ow, ah. They said, I'm sorry, but they told us we cannot light any torches. We cannot light any candles. We just must make our way if we want to survive.
Want to? Okay, so it seems like these are just regular villagers. From
Mhm.
that,
You wanna
Yes.
you wanna do something reckless?
yeah, I want to sneak up on them quickly, get into like not the middle of their group, but like close enough to where I can speak up and startle them.
Okay.
Not what I had in mind, but okay.
With your training and everything else, it's not too difficult to do. They're not really paying attention to you. They're more trying to find their way through the dark.
Yeah, so I essentially sneak up to a place where I may even like come out of a tree kind of in front of them. I'll just
Hmm.
be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Uh, there are shouts and screams even
They
as
drop
they
their babies.
they don't drop their babies. They probably clutch them even tighter, but they all just freeze, already terrified from their visage is what you're taking in though, and this is definitely even throwing them off even more. Who
Okay.
are you? What do you want?
I would like to try to. I startled them to get them off their guard, and now that I have, I'm going to calm them down. And I use an empathy and where is it? Persuade roll to try and calm them to get them to explain to me what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I get +1 against fear. Would that +1 empathy against fear, is that
+1 empathy against
applicable?
fear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even though it's fear that I cause.
yeah. I'm trying to think. Uh, Based on the way that your school uh is written up, I would say that actually would apply because they wouldn't take you once they took in who you are, they wouldn't be as terrified of you.
Okay. And then can I use a karma, guys?
Sure.
Sure.
Go for it.
All right.
I'm gonna say a difficulty of 3 in this
Okay.
situation.
All right. Ooh-cha. Nice. 2 10s, so that's 4.
4, there we go.
Very nice.
Um, well,
And
a
and I'll
couple
and I'll just be like, "Hey guys, calm down. I came into town, I saw everybody was leaving. I just want to see why everyone's leaving. What's happening?"
a couple weeks ago, uh, a group of what we think are ninjas came into town and began to hold us
I know who it is,
hostage.
guys.
Uh, they told us that we could continue working, but that they were waiting for someone. They were waiting for some some kids with a wagon.
Oh,
And
well,
Oh, who could that be?
do you happen to know what if these people had a leader and if that and what that leader would look like?
I'm gonna punch you so hard.
uh,
This is so
uh,
stupid.
the one that was always talking was very thin, very tall. Uh, and he describes him. And based on the description, it's actually Takumi, your character. Sorry, Takami. Takumi, your character actually recognizes the description.
Oh, I hide.
Uh, the description matches that of you remember back to uh, the Heimanmu
Mm-hmm.
when you were there at that orphanage. There were the two brothers that were twins,
Mm-hmm.
one of which ended up with an arrow through their head.
Yep.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This,
I blasted his leg off.
yeah,
Yeah.
this one is the other twin. Is basically based on the description who you think this is.
Have you told us that you did that yet?
I think you
He was
did.
freaking out.
No.
I don't remember how
No,
much he
he
said. He did
didn't.
say he killed somebody.
Okay.
But it was an accident.
I mean,
Or I don't know if he told us he killed him.
I also saw this guy. Would I recognize the description? But not as well because
Yeah, because
I didn't watch him die.
Chet watched the guy go up to the orphanage, the bird
Yeah.
with
That
the
is
mask
true.
on.
Yes.
You would recognize him as one of the twins.
Yeah.
There's just one less now.
I just don't have the horrific visage of his dying face in my brain, just burned there forever. I can see it whenever I want. Sometimes when I don't.
Yeah, it's like TV.
All right.
Yeah.
I will thank the nice villagers for their time, and then uh
Mhm.
if there's any point when all of them for some reason are not looking at me, I will Batman away to when they look back I'm gone.
And again, another gasp and shriek, and you begin to make your way back to the village.
I'll find Takumi because teammates can always find each other.
Yeah, I will be I'm assuming in the scenario where you're like I asked where you were going to do something reckless and you just kind of looked at me and went, "Yeah." And then you just ran off ahead and did something.
Yeah.
I listened far back enough behind a tree, and so when you find me, you just kind of went past the tree that I was at earlier, and I'm just like standing there with my back up against it going, crap, 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 crap.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I see like the little blue arrow
Yeah.
behind the tree, and I'm just like, oh, there he is. It's my teammate. I always know where my teammates are.
Nice.
GPS and all that.
Yeah. So I like to think that when you said, "Are you going to do something reckless?" I said, "Yes." You rolled your eyes and then looked, and I had Batmaned away from you.
Probably. This all checks out.
Yeah, sounds right. That tracks.
Everyone, I'm just in a world full of Commissioner Gordons, and I am Batman.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
My reckless idea actually involved fire, which was on point for me anyway. So
Were you going to set your eyes on fire again?
no, I was going to run the opposite direction of the people and light a torch because they said that they couldn't light fires.
So I'll get to the tree. I'll tap you on the chest and just be like, "We gotta go. Come on."
Yeah,
Do
no
we have
kidding.
do we have any I know I'm not here, so I don't know any of this, but out of character, I'm asking, have we ever had any inclination or inkling that Onimaru's whoever were working with some of the other clan, the one that's all shadowy? Clan of
Oh no, we never had any reason to believe that.
that
The
they were also working with the Onimaru's fangs or
no,
whatever.
Yeah.
no.
So I'll actually when I tap you, I'll be like, "We gotta go. You go up and quiet. I'll be down and loud."
Works for me.
All right. So back to our team. I'm gonna say you'll be able to arrive there soon. But those of you in the village, how exactly are y'all reacting at this point? What are you going to do? You realize that there are people moving along the rooftops. You know that the lights are going out behind them.
Yeah, I'm going to peek back into the hotel, but I'm not turning my back on the wagon. I'm kind of sidling in sideways, and I am looking at the innkeeper, and I would like to make an empathy check.
All right. Now he had started to go walking with Shuji to show him to the room, but he is visible still.
Yeah, I'd still want to. Like, do I sense that Shuji is in danger going off with them?
Yep. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna say that's gonna be a very simple roll. So we'll go with a 1 on the difficulty.
So, empathy perception?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a 1, so I got a 9.
All right. You're certain that the innkeeper's gait is halting as if he's almost forcing himself to make every step.
Master Shuji, uh, one of the mules has a strange is limping. Can you come look before I take the animals away? Kyo doesn't stumble over words. Only I do.
Yes, just 1 second. I will be, he tells the innkeeper, I'll be right back. And he walks over to you and he's like, something's not right. What's going on?
Can you fight?
Yes, if I have a sword.
Do we have a sword that he can use?
You have a spare kunai? That may be the best you got.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
I have
That-
his old sword, but I'm pretty sure it's like rusted shut into the hilt at this point.
That could be.
I thought you took time to clean it up.
I don't remember specifying that.
Okay, I thought it was last game that you said that it's all good.
I
Um,
I
I'm
may
a
have.
walking armory, but I'm not with you right now.
I may have,
Sure.
but it's also been 2 weeks.
Can I spend a karma and find a way to send up some type of jutsu flare?
Absolutely.
I don't know if I have anything that does that. Give me a second. Like, I know I have harmonic flow. I don't know if there's a way to like use ki to communicate with my fellows, like through like a not words, but like if I do like a ki flare up. I mean, unfortunately, that would help
Well,
the other
remember,
ninja also.
every time that you activate ki and do a jutsu, there's always a physical aspect of how it interacts with the real world. So you could activate a jutsu and just make it brighter or something. If there's a jutsu you want to activate, or yeah, or yeah.
Let me look
Yeah,
up something real fast.
I'll look up at Takumi and just be like, "Yeah, Kyo keeps pinging us to return to base. We should hurry."
Our key is
Womp,
just
womp,
a
womp,
form of
womp.
radar,
She won't
which
stop
is why we
texting.
always know where the others are.
He keeps using the in-game chat commands rather than just typing it out. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know what the issue is. It just says return to base.
/TP home.
Okay, well, is what I would like to try. The only thing that I can think of, let me see, I'm still looking here.
Now remember, in a world of a cinematic game, it
Will
is
something
all
into existence.
yeah. And the thing is, it makes sense for you all to have swords or extra weapons.
Okay,
Also,
yeah.
Flare gun that guy invented because he thought it'd be funny.
M16 turtle launcher.
I want to use. I was debating over
Launches
whether using
extra
Stone
turtles.
Lung on one of the ones that I could see, like the closest one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I could also use penetrating senses, and then as part of my, I could then penetrating senses allows me to see through things, except for gold. Um, so I could either use that to just be able to see them better, or see their weapons as well. Um, or I could do stone lung and take one of them out, like fall off the roof, and just have part of that be like brightening the fire or something, sending out like a shockwave of key that my friends can pick up on.
Yeah.
Because if I'm molding key and you guys can feel it, I would think that you would know that something's clearly an issue.
Hmm.
If there's key being molded,
Considering how selective we've been about using it so far.
yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do. I don't know. Do I want to hurt him or do I just want to see him and have information? I'm kind of leaning towards hurting him, so I'm going to go ahead and do Stone Lung,
Okay.
which is my dice pool is 3 for that, I believe. Actually, let me check because I upgraded some skills because I'm a weeko.
No problem. That said, go ahead and Chet and Takumi, go ahead and make another roll with the intuition perception.
Okay.
Got one. Oh, that's not a 6. I got 2.
Can I use a karma, y'all?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
I'm
And
shook and distracted this evening. I only got a 1 again.
okay, you do see shadows moving along the tops of the buildings now, but you do not. You aren't able to get an idea of exactly where they are or how many.
Our So we're along the shore, so that probably means there aren't a ton of like trees or anything like that between us and the village, right?
Not at all.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what was my for a number of turns equal to successes gained, the target finds it harder to breathe and suffers a -1 penalty to all physical actions.
Hmm.
With a boost, the target suffers a deprived 1 condition. What is the difficulty?
Well, first it is an activation of key, so it's going to be 2 successes on key activation. It's a level 1 jutsu, right?
It is a level 1 jutsu. And so all I have written down is my dice pool is 3, so I rolled 4 because I paid a karma,
Hmm.
and I got 4 successes. I got a 10 and 2 nines.
So you get how many successes?
4.
4. Okay, so you beat the difficulty, and you had. Is it per raise or per dice over?
It says the ninja compels the earth to fill their target, suffocating them for a number of turns equal to successes gained. So 4 turns, the target finds it harder to breathe and suffers a -1 penalty. But what
Mhm.
is the key activation? Like, what is the difficulty so I can know if I got a boost or not?
So it would have been a 2, so you would have needed to throw over that at 5.
Okay, I didn't get 5, so that's fine. So yeah, so
Mhm.
he just finds it harder to breathe and suffers a -1 to all physical actions for 4 quote unquote turns.
All right.
Now, does that spend key? Does that spend like whatever yin or yang that I used?
Technically, you lose 1 point of it. So, yeah. All right. And I'm going to do a quick test because that is something that definitely would throw somebody off, especially as they are running along a roof.
And I picked the closest one to us that I could see.
Yep. He is, while leaping through the air between buildings, you catching him at just the right moment, and he missteps, collides with the side of the roof as he's jumping from building to building, and falls to the ground. I'm gonna say he takes 1 point of damage.
Near me?
No, further back away, but He falls off a building.
I
All
want
right.
to run and grab him.
All right. Now there are other people that were up on the roof above him.
Are they coming down?
Not yet. So are you going to? That's what your action is going to be, running towards him.
Yeah.
All right.
I will follow as backup because I assume we are all at this point in this, aside from Chet and Takumi, in the same general area.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all around the wagon. Gather around the wagon.
All right.
Up
So
on the wagon.
you're gonna. We're all going to go ahead and get initiatives in order, because at this point we are going to be moving into combat. So initiative, of course, is always a set static score, intuition speed +3. So let's go ahead and get everybody in order.
You want
And
everybody's and not just
Yeah.
the people in the town?
everybody.
Okay.
Everybody.
I got mine. It goes up one, so I'm at 7 now.
All right. So okay, and next up, we got 9 on Takumi. All right, we also have 7 with Ronto. And Ronto, I need you to go ahead and do a roll off with Roxy really quick.
Rolling.
I rolled a 7.
Just a 2
Alright.
for me, so you got it.
Cool.
Guy, where are you at?
Mine is an 8.
All right, and then Chet,
Also 8.
also 8. So y'all need to do a roll off.
And
I
don't
rolled
forget to roll
7.
your dynamic actions, y'all. Or your dynamic dice.
For my roll off, I got a 3.
Okay, and then Chet.
I got a 7.
All
Got
right,
it.
so Chet will be going.
Oh, nice.
All right, and then for our enemies, they will be going after y'all. So essentially, you all have one free round before your enemies take actions. Be sure to go ahead and everybody roll your dynamic actions.
A new day, baby. I have 4.
There you
Damn.
go.
Hooray. We start out with 1, right?
Yeah, it's 1 plus
Okay.
whatever you roll on 3 die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Then I have 5.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, you always get at least one dynamic action.
So is it 1 plus or is it 1
plus
in
whatever
lieu
you-
of you rolling 0?
No, it's always 1 plus whatever you roll.
Okay.
All right. So that said, Takumi, you see all this going on, and I'm gonna say you do see what you think is one person either jumping or falling off the roof. You couldn't really make that much out. But what are you going to do for your action? It will take you 2 rounds to run all the way back to town. I will say that.
So I did see a flare of ki from Kyo.
Yes.
Okay. Well, since we're in it like that, I will use an ability of my own. I'm going to activate Lightfoot, which will
Okay.
be yin and speed.
All right. So go ahead and give me your activation roll.
Can I add karma to this?
Yes, you may. I'm going to pull that back up.
Is it good with y'all?
Sure.
Yeah, sorry. I was looking something up. So it looks like on the where we are on the shoreline, our location only has 4 taps for key. So, but I can boost that if we need it.
Okay. Um, one, two, three. Okay. Uh, so this is a basic way of movement jutsu. I got 4 successes.
Okay, so that is 2 over, but that did not was not enough for a boost. But so what exactly is the outcome of the ability?
So Lightfoot, the ninja becomes as light as a feather for the scene, doubling their jump distance and leaving no tracks as they travel. They can even stand weightless at the end of a sword or motionless on water, and I gain +1 stealth. Um, so I'm gonna whatever gets me there faster, but I'm imagining some sort of like Hulk form of travel where I start running and then my steps between become big jumps to speed along the process of me getting there.
All right. Uh, and I'm gonna say also remember that when you activate key, there's always a visual or there's an element to it where it breaks reality.
Right.
So what exactly is it going to be in this case?
So this is funky cuz typically my key comes out in the form of like a paint bomb, but this is giving me stealth.
Hmm.
Um So I guess for Chet, since I'm a little bit faster than him, what he will see is instead of paint exploding out from me, essentially, um it'll my form start looks like it's getting painted over in a sense, and you can like see through me a little bit.
Yep. And I'm gonna go ahead and amend what I said, and I'm gonna say that for the travel there, uh, I want at least 2 actions, like 2 actions worth of movement will get you back into town.
Okay, so this wouldn't necessarily get me there faster?
Not yet. So you just activated it. That is so activating a jutsu would have taken your standard action at this point.
Okay.
Then you can start using your dynamic actions to take extra actions essentially,
Mhm.
which is, I believe, a additional action or acting again is 1 karma. Or not 1 karma, but yeah, 1
Yeah,
dynamic.
I got you. Okay. Okay.
So you
So
could spend you could spend 1 to keep running or to run once. And then if you want to spend another dynamic action to leap onto top of a roof or something like that, that would be another that would basically be 2 dynamic actions. And that would get you on the roof in town.
okay. Okay. So I'm sorry. How many actions was dynamic actions was that be in total?
Well, so that's 2 and you have 4,
Uh huh.
right?
Yeah.
So that's 2 of your dynamic actions would get you back into town.
Okay. Um. So I will spend the 2 dynamic actions to get me all the way into town.
Okay.
Um. And since I have a bit of a stealth bonus and I can jump higher, I would like to quietly, like a cat, jump onto the roof of the first building that I come across so that I can get a top-down view.
Okay. So that's gonna need to be probably athletics and stealth.
Okay. Uh, doop doop doo. Is there any chance that I could argue it as speed because it's a running jump and
Yes.
I've got the double jump distance already?
Hmm.
Okay. One, two, three, four, 5 successes.
5 successes. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say that you do get a boost on that. I would have set the difficulty at 2 for a standard, especially with the power of your ability. What would you like to do with your boost? Uh,
Ooh.
heightened effect, bonus info, move it to your karma pool. Uh, you can set up a streak bonus and give a +1 to someone doing a test on the next round or on their action.
Um, I will. I'll give somebody else a bonus on their next test.
All right. You still have 2 dynamic actions left. Do you want to hang on to them to use as an interrupt, or do you want to go ahead and get those used?
I will. I will hold.
All right. Next up, I have Chet. Chet, what are you going to be doing?
All right. I would like, if I can, to use might and speed
Might
to
and speed.
run. Yeah, to run back into town as hard as my body will carry me.
All right. So 2 actions will get you back into town.
Yeah.
Uh, and really won't require a test, to be honest. I'm just saying that 2 actions get you there.
Uh, okay. I don't have anything that I can really do until I get there, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I just say I spend 2 actions.
Yeah. So it's your
Okay.
1 standard action. Spend a dynamic action to take an extra action. So those 2 will get you back into town.
Okay. Then I'm back in town.
And so, however
Do
many
that.
dynamic actions you have left.
I had 5, so I'll still have 4.
You have 4 left. Is there anything you want to do with them?
Yeah. Is there a street light nearby?
I will say spend a karma, and yeah, there is. Table
Cool.
spends a karma, and I'll say yes, there is a street light nearby.
Cool. I'm gonna light it. Take my sword and keep it in its sheath. This is a fancy metal street light. I'm gonna start banging my sheathed sword against the metal street light and start singing a popular nursery rhyme about hunting and killing snakes
Cool.
in a sort of intimidation performance role.
Let's go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
We are an intense batch of children.
I was about to say, what's this nut job thinking?
I'm thinking that I'm the distraction.
This is true. You very much are so.
I said you go up and quiet, I go down and loud.
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you mean now.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, that's better than me. I only rolled 4. And so I'm going to say that you affect the psyche of the enemy and have definitely drawing their attention.
Okay. I'm gonna hold on to my other 3 actions for now.
Okay. All right. So next up, we have Guy.
Guy, so has Ronto and Kyo have already left to engage our possible assailants, right?
Yes.
Then
As far as you can tell.
I'm going to rush into the wagon and grab one of my less explosive traps and set it up inside of the wagon really quickly. I don't want to leave this thing undefended.
Okay. Would this blow up the wagon, though?
No, it's probably I have an immobilized trap, so
Okay.
it's just gonna snare whoever is there and you know hold them for a
And a
bit.
big stink
All right.
bomb.
So I'll say quick because you were right there. A quick action gets you into the wagon, and your standard action for that round will be used to set the trap.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Do you want taking your dynamic actions?
And I do want to take a dynamic action. I only have two, so I may as well use one of them to join in with the rest of the group.
All right, so moving back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up we have after Chet and Guy, we have Roxy.
Yeah, just a second.
Didn't Ronto roll higher on the roll off?
She did actually.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I forgot. Let's see. Okay, so Kyo has knocked one person down. I guess as we're gaining ground towards that person, I will leave Camu with Kyo so that Camu can kind of help protect Kyo and Guy when he gets here. And I guess as a quick action, because this is like a town or small port place, can I use a quick action to grab like a lying around fisher's net that has like the little weights on it?
Yeah, I think you can do that.
Okay. So as a quick action, I'd like to arm myself with one of those. And would it be a standard action to get myself up onto the roof or a roof?
Yes. So getting up onto a roof is going to be a test.
Okay.
So we're going to say athletics is going to be definitely part of it. Then depending
Mhm.
on how you want to go about it. So
I think she. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was going to say so. Thoughts on how you were going to go about it?
Yeah. I think she kind of does like the ninja hop from ground to a bunch of barrels to like kind of parkouring off the side of one building, then straight up on there. So probably athletics and speed, just because she's trying to get up and then catch up to him as soon as she can.
Sounds great.
Okay. So that'll be 3 for speed and 4 for athletics. Let's see. Oh, that's a 6. That is 3 successes to get up on the roof.
Okay.
Okay. Eh,
That'll get you up there. It's only a standard test to get up there, but did not give you a boost.
Okay. And let's see. About how far are the rest of the hidden people that we're
You
kind of
see
pursuing?
two ahead of you, probably about 20, 30 feet ahead of you.
Okay. Let's see. I have 2 dynamic actions left. So I'd like to use my first one to, I guess, give myself another standard action to catch up to them. And then my
Mhm.
second to cast the net and kind of trip them up and catch as many as I can or like cause them to at least slow down.
Okay. Now there really isn't anything catching up to because they're actually coming at you. They're basically
Oh,
coming down a road in your direction, and so it would be tossing a net, as they come at you.
oh, I thought they were running away. Okay.
Oh
Then
no.
yeah, then I'm going to go ahead and I guess it would still be one standard action to net them or try to net them, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think what's the appropriate role for this. Um,
So marksmanship, because you are trying to throw something, that
okay.
it's considered part of the range fighting, and then really it
Nice.
comes down to how you describe it. Athletics could work, might if you're trying to use your, throw it as far or as hard as you can, or possibly perception. I mean, it really depends. It really comes down to how you describe it.
I think because I don't know how hard you can really throw. Well, it's got weights. I'll
Yeah.
say for me, it'll be the same roll either way. It'll be. I'll take perception for 4 plus my. You said marksmanship. That'll be 1. Do you guys mind if I take a karma?
For
Cool.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually
So
have a
that'll.
question with that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So with one of my triggers, I get a karma for putting myself in dangerous situations. Would
Okay.
me lighting a lamppost and bringing the enemy towards me count?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So did
So
we
that
get a
adds the
karma from you
karma.
doing
Yeah.
that?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Lovely.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this and hope for the best. Um. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. That will be 4 successes.
All right. And let's see. All right. It is meter beat. They would have had the opportunity to defend. They got 3 successes, so you do manage to trip them up. All right. That said, you should still have 1 dynamic action left after all of that.
Ooh, okay. That's a good point. Then I'm gonna say, while they're kind of stumbling up in the net and trying to untangle themselves, I'm just gonna run up, jump, and kind of just elbow drop, and just put the hurt on whoever I fall
Bring in
on.
that elbow drop.
All
That's
right.
right. I gotta,
Go
I
ahead
gotta
and
get
do
We
my,
that.
get a bunch of those lately. We're just like people's elbow everywhere in this game.
They
I
only
got the
got
bony little
1
elbows too.
success to defend.
Okay, I'm gonna take it full might and fighting. That's gonna be 4 and 4.
Pray for their families.
Let's see. 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
All right.
They just get the boniest yet hardest elbow drop they've ever experienced in their life.
All right. He he takes a quite a bit of damage and probably would be knocked out if it was any harder, but he is still going to be in the fight and when it comes his turn.
Not hard enough.
So that said, that you were the last act, so now it's the enemy. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. Your dog.
Camu,
Yeah, and
I
I
left
get to go.
Camu.
I'm after Ronto.
Why do
That's
I have?
true.
Let me put
Camu
this.
is probably after Roxy. Um,
There we go. Sorry,
uh,
because I
That's
had it
okay.
out
You
of
had us
order.
backwards.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I think Camu is after Roxy because um he's only gonna get like a 4.
Oh, on
Oh,
his initiative.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
if you
yeah,
want to
he's
go
on
first,
the.
go.
Okay. Um. So yeah, while I'm there, how many do I see around me?
well, there's the one that fell off the building that you were running
Right,
towards.
and I was running to him. Can I drag him back into the light? Because he still should not be able to breathe, or finding it harder to breathe.
Uh, I'm gonna say so running up to him or getting close to him to grab him is going to be a quick action.
Okay.
Then it would be a standard action to grab him and start trying to drag him.
Sure. Okay. So
So
what would you like me to do for that standard?
let's go ahead and do a fighting and either might or athletics.
Okay. So that is 4 dice for me. I got 3.
I got 0 and rolled a 1.
Yeah, so I drag him back
Yeah.
into the light by the wagon. Do I recognize him at all?
Maybe in passing, but he looks like everything about him gives you the idea that he's a member of the Recoiling Serpents, or was.
Okay, then I am going to I am going to spend my dynamic action for a let's see, let's do a mental harm, inflict harm.
Okay.
And I am going to yank him up by his collar. I'm going to say that since he got a backfire, that I have. He is a weako, and I am strong like ox, and I yank him up and I slam him into the side of the wagon, and I say, "Call them off, or I will let it kill you."
Oh. Okay.
Do I need to? Let's see. Yeah, can I? I don't know. I guess use intimidation and
Mm.
I don't know. Can I use like? Let's see. I don't know what other skill may I use with that.
Uh,
Can I use like deception and
Intimidation,
intimidation?
deception possibly could work. So
Okay, then I'm going to use deception and
persuade,
intimidation, which is 5. Huh?
persuade, because you are trying to scare him and getting him to do something.
Okay. Well, either way, it's okay. So let's try this. That is 3 successes.
3 successes. He got 2 successes, so he at least is yelling out, "Call him off! Call him off!" So you have intimidated him.
Okay, good. I'm going to keep holding him there until such a time, and I'm going to let the stone lung continue to fill his lungs, and he's got 2 more rounds. Technically, I was counting the ambush or whatever when I did it initially as 1 round, and then it
Yeah, no.
was
Well,
no.
this no. I mean, at this point, this is actions with dynamic actions. How many dynamic actions did you have total?
Just 1.
Just one.
But when I rolled my stone lung, it was for 4 rounds that his
Ah.
lungs fill up.
Okay, he's not.
So,
Yeah.
and he's at a -1 to all physical actions.
Okay, so he actually took 2.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I counted when I did it as 1 round, and this is a second round. So there's 2 more rounds where that will continue to
Yes.
make it hard for him to breathe. So
Yeah. He he wants to pull away and run off out of town.
no, big
Okay.
no
No.
from Mama Kyo. No.
All right. So as you are all standing there, and the combat is taking place, it is now the enemy's turn. Uh, Figures jump down off of the roofs. I'm gonna say that there are now 4 figures left that jump down off the roof. Uh, 3 of which appear to be uh, Serpent Clan. One of which definitely matches the description of the individual that you were told. But there is another one that is with him, and he is wearing only you know some very modest standard cut pants, no shirt. His head is shaved bald and has a very muscular look to him. The one that jumped down, the leader of the serpents for this one group, looks at you and says, "I figured you would eventually have to come through here if you were going to go back to Danketsu. I brought a friend. I told the enlightened that there was an apostate that had joined the ninja. So he's here for you." And he points you out, Chet. And this enlightened monk begins walking towards you, flexing and preparing to fight.
I would like to use my dynamic actions now.
Okay, what are you doing?
Um, is activating another key thing going as part of an attack going to cost me more than my remaining 2 actions?
Depends on how it writes up. Always remember interruptions take 2.
Mm,
So you're spending 2 points to do an interruption, which lets you do an action.
okay.
Uh,
You should be okay as long as the jutsu you're activating doesn't require 2 actions.
yeah.
Okay. It's
Which
in tandem with an attack.
So it does something, and then you have to make an attack roll as a separate action?
It's a flame arrow. It's a flame
Okay.
arrow jutsu.
How is it written up? That's gonna be the big question. Because if it says
Uh,
that you shoot an arrow or if it says it ignites an arrow,
the
that means that you have
ninja summons their ki and fires a flaming arrow at their target from their palm.
so that is a single action.
Oh
That
yeah,
is
because
not
you're
yeah,
not using your bow; you're just shooting it out. So
yeah. So this is only gonna take this interrupt. So you need to go ahead and activate your key,
Okay.
and then it will strike based on that.
So this is Yang plus marksmanship. And the target of this is going to
yeah, which one do you want to shoot? Both of them.
preferably, but I can't with this.
Shoot the other twin.
Then you'll
Keep
never
both.
have to see their faces
If
again.
No,
if
I'll
you
see both
it,
of their faces, one each under each eyelid. I'm gonna shoot the monk because he looks rather mean against my I don't even say it's better judgment, just my choice in the moment.
I will.
He's mean
I,
monkin'.
I'm only gonna point this out because you've seen me do it.
Boo.
You know that if he is like me, he could very possibly have that one perk where arrows are useless against him.
Well, this isn't an this is an arrow made out of ki. This isn't even actually a physical arrow.
Yeah, it still would do reduced damage.
But it might distract him from, popping you in the face
That's
just yet.
It's my gut
that's
reaction says that I shoot it at him.
okay. I'm just saying that's just like something that you know that I can do. I don't know if this guy can do it. There's a lot of different techniques he could have.
I'm technically I was technically hidden at the moment, so he doesn't know that it's coming necessarily. I got 5 successes.
Nice. And is that on the key activation?
Nice.
That's on the activation.
How does that write up? So you definitely got a boost. How does it
So
write
if
up?
I get a boost for a way of fire activation, um on a boost during their activation check, the ninja can choose whether or not to ignite the point of contact in flames and deal +1 physical damage or impact on impact, and every round afterward until it is put out. And flame arrow on a boost, the target suffers a burned 1 condition. So I believe because I've boosted, because the base damage for the flame arrow is 2 damage on a successful hit, I think because I boosted, it makes it 3 damage, and they get the burn condition. If I
Mhm.
understand this correctly.
It strikes him, and it he actually looks at it and kind of just you know shoves stumbles back to his side a moment and looks up at you and says, "I think that is the one you are looking for," and says that to the serpent, who turns and looks up at you now and smiles.
Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of like, just like, wrong game, but like finger of death pointing at the monk, and I go, well, crap.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. And Kyo's like, crap. What is this?
So did he take any damage, and
Yes.
or is he burned?
He took 2 points of damage, and he does have the burned, category.
Cool.
But he also, spent an immediate act he spent his first standard action putting it out.
Fudge.
Okay.
Uh, and now he is running at Chet.
Okay.
You
So
still have some. You still have some dynamic actions, don't you, Chet?
Yeah, I've got 3. Yeah, so I
Nice.
All right.
just I just stand calmly as he rushes me.
All right. So he is going to strike out at you.
Okay,
And so remember, defense is always active. You get as many defensive actions as you get, as you have points of athletics. So here we go. All right.
and
So he is. Mhm.
what kind of role is it to defend?
So he is striking you physically. So let's see. You can defend in numerous
Okay,
ways. Let me
could I
see.
defend might and fighting?
Yes, absolutely,
Okay,
because it's is physical attacks between two people.
that's how I'm going to try.
All right.
Roll 9 dice. Sweet. I got 4 successes.
All right. So he rolled 6 successes, and
Okay,
so you're still taking 2 points of damage.
Oof.
okay.
And
There
he
is a
is
dynamic action that allows you to spend one after being hit to negate 1 damage, by the way.
It's fine. I'll take 2 damage.
he then steps in and is going to try and strike you again.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to defend again.
All right, that time he only rolled 4.
Cool. I rolled 8.
Okay, so
Ooh.
you not only defended, you get a boost on this.
Okay.
Counterattack?
That's well. I'm gonna use my counterattack is a dynamic action, which is what I'm going to do now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna with my boost, I'm gonna make it fancy. And as he comes in with the second, I catch his wrist. And as a counterattack, I'm going to attempt to break his wrist.
Oof.
All right.
Again, might and fighting.
Yep.
Can I use a karma?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, go for it.
10 dice. Let's do it.
Yeah.
One of them flew out of the thing. Okay.
I rolled 7.
I
7
also rolled
successes.
7.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Meter beat.
matched. And is that in the player's favor or the enemy's favor?
Defender's
Defenders.
favor. So you grab his arm, and you know that this would have crushed any other ally or fighter's arm that you've ever faced. But his arm is as strong as yours, as muscular, and you feel the sinew rippling below your fingers.
Okay.
All right, onwards we go. Next enemy.
Well, then I'm going to interrupt and just attempt to attack him regular.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so you have enough for two more dynamic actions to interrupt.
Yep. I had 3. I used 1 for the counterattack. Now I'm doing 2 for the interrupt.
All right.
So I'm going to. I assume that he breaks his wrist out of my hand.
He probably would have left it there actually,
Oh,
because
okay.
it was more of him trying to show you that, yeah, I
Uh,
am.
then what I'm going to attempt from there is to turn, grab his arm with my other hand, and just throw him. Like
Okay.
throw him to the ground with a slam.
Put it on the ground.
Okay.
So you're probably gonna get it. I only got 2 successes.
Yeah, I got 4.
Yep. All right. He coughs up a little bit of blood on the strike to the ground. We're gonna go ahead and move on. We have the Serpent Leader who is going to jump to the roofs and then attempt to run up and strike you, Sammy. Uh, he only got 2 successes.
Okay.
So, how many points of speed do you
Uh,
have?
how much speed do I have?
Or actually, is it athletics? Athletics is your defense. Sorry. isn't it, or is it speed? Never remember.
Uh, well, if it's a question of which one, I can make it both because I
Well,
would
I don't
like to
know
use.
how many actions you get to defend.
Oh, I have 2 in athletics and 4 in speed. And if it's
See,
in athletics, then I have 2 defenses.
I believe it
It's
says
athletics.
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 Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I
Yeah.
have 2 defenses.
Yep.
Um, so uh,
You can do more, but you're at a -1.
Yep. It begins to build a cumulative penalty.
okay. So yes, I will defend with athletics and speed to kind of dodge whatever it is he's throwing at me.
All right.
Oh, good. That was a lot of bad numbers that I looked at originally.
Oh no.
3 successes.
All right.
Nice.
So you defend his first strike against you. You notice that there is a small dagger that seems to jut out of his palm, almost shaped like a tooth. Uh, Having run into this weapon before in previous combats that you've seen, you know that these are usually poisoned.
Of course they are.
I mean, they are snakes,
Yeah, go figure.
and
Branding,
they're
all that
poison
jazz.
assassins.
Yeah.
All right. He tries to strike you once more. This time he rolled 4.
Um, fudge. 3 successes.
All right. So
We
you
do
are
have one reroll, but if you want to go and take the point,
It would be 1 point of damage unless you want to spend a key, and then you could actually negate that 1 point.
I've spent a lot of key. Um,
Just tossing it out there.
I'm assuming that if I get nicked by this at all, I'm gonna get poisoned. Um, I would like to use the reroll.
okay.
Okay with it.
Much better. That's 5 successes.
There you go. All right. So you definitely move out of the way of that other strike. And so that is the two main enemies. The other enemies, I'm going to say, are launching shuriken at the rest of the group.
Oh no.
So
Yes.
let's go ahead and we'll get
Chat just gave us back our reroll, y'all.
Thank you,
Nice.
chat.
Guy. You need to dodge versus 2.
Yep. Let's see here. And so can I use speed and stealth to take cover behind um uh like some barrels or crate or any like post whatever that I can hide behind?
Yeah.
All right then. And so that's going to be do, 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 do. 1, 2, 3. So I got 4 successes.
All right. So with the 4 successes, you definitely dodged that. Uh, and then let me see here really quick. Uh, the other guy didn't even manage to make one throw,
Oh
so he didn't
no.
even. Yeah, all the other
Oh
stars
man.
are everywhere else. Uh, the one that is fighting with Ronto, he is going to, instead of trying to get out of the net, he's just going to try and strike you while you were there.
Oh, does the net give him any difficulty?
It will. He only has 2 successes.
Okay. Then I guess can I use athletics and speed as he takes a swipe? I just jump back.
All right.
Evasion.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make that check.
Let's see. That is 2 successes.
All right. You are going to evade.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. And that will take us back into the top of the initiative.
Nice. So everybody re-roll your dynamic dice.
Mm-hmm.
Not as cool, but still pretty cool.
All right.
I've got 5 this round.
Ooh.
I
I
only
found I
got
found
one
the
again.
solution to what we were talking about earlier
Oh,
Hmm?
in terms of communicating over long distances. I have 3 dynamic actions.
all right.
I
I have
put it in
4.
chat.
Mm. Do. Yes. All right. So Takumi, you are first to go.
Why you gotta be in my face, man? Um,
You killed his brother.
it's an accident. Um, he was
And
trying
how
to
does
kill
he know? He wasn't even there.
He's hoping
Twinning.
that the arrows, but I mean, it's not like he's disguising what he's wearing.
Child covered in paint.
Uh, yeah, I'm not the most subtle of ninja, and just the way I'm dressed.
Okay. So
Uh,
what are,
hmm,
what are you going to do for your start of your actions?
Who's up first?
it's me.
Takumi.
I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out what to do because I've
Bring out your
managed
bow,
to.
buddy.
Well, I've managed to be at least several feet away from anybody when they're coming to fight. When a
Well,
fight
you're an
happens.
archer. That
There
should
is
Yeah,
be
no
that
he's
works
penalty.
in
in
your
my
favor.
face though. He's like
There's-
right. He's right on me.
Remember, this isn't D&D. There is no penalty to shoot an arrow in somebody's face when they're right up against you.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no
Yeah, no
penalty. There's no
penalties
anything.
like that. There's no range.
Just think of epic ninja shenanigans.
Okay. Um.
Throw a smoke
So
bomb, appear on a different roof, and fire an arrow at him.
Basically.
Beat him to
uh
death with your bow.
I'm gonna do. Okay, so he just took 2 swings at me with his poison dagger hand thing, whatever.
Hmm.
Um. So on the dodge of the second one, I will I will kick up and do a backflip and try to kick him in the face while drawing my bow, and then I'll shoot him
All right.
while
So
I'm in the air.
starting off, you're jumping backwards with a backflip to try and kick. So that's going to be an athletics fighting.
Okay. Fudge. 1.
One success.
Yes.
All right. He rolled 3. He dodges it.
Okay.
But now you'll have to spend a dynamic action to shoot an arrow at him.
Okay. Um. Okay. So this will be. I guess because I'm close, it makes more sense for it to be marksmanship and fighting in this particular instance.
It can be, but at the same time, you've jumped backwards, so it could be even marksmanship and athletics because you are in the middle of a jump.
Uh. Yeah. Fighting's better for me.
Okay.
So. Dadgummit dice. 4 successes.
All right. So that's 2 more points of damage on him.
Nice.
All right.
2 dynamic actions. Could
Do it again.
How close would you say we are to the edge of the roof?
Less than 10 feet.
I'm sorry. I will just say there's also a dynamic action called Deeper Cuts where you can give one dynamic action to get an extra damage on a successful attack roll.
Um, no, I will Spider-Man 3-point hero landing on the roof back a little bit. And I'll hold to see what he does. I had an idea, but I don't think it'll work right now.
Okay. Next up, we have Chet.
All right, with this guy still on the ground,
Mhm.
I'm going to attempt to get him into a chokehold. Put him, give him bedtime.
Okay.
Go to sleep. Go to
Oh.
sleep. Go to sleep.
So I've slammed him on the ground. I'm still holding his arm. I lift his arm up. I like jerk him up by the arm real fast, and then get behind him and just like grab him.
All right.
And I'd call that might and fighting
Yeah.
again.
All right. He went for that as well. He got 6 successes.
All right. Oh, I need that to go in the tray. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna use enhanced attack. Get a +2 to my action. Does that automatically make it 8, or do I have to roll 2 more dice?
I think you need to roll 2 more dice.
Okay. I pick up 2 of my failures. And I got 1 more, so that makes it
There you
There you
go.
go.
yeah.
So he's going to take 1 more point of damage. And oh, and actually no, sorry, he takes 2 more points of damage. I forgot to take off with the burned. He is going to pass out in your arm.
Yeah,
Oh no.
bedtime.
Aw.
All
I
right.
mean, it's not necessarily quick, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull out a length of rope and tie him up. If that takes a dynamic action, I'll spend it.
Okay.
Will that take a dynamic action?
Yes.
All right. Do you want me to roll like a survival and
He's out of the
something
combat
else?
for the time being. Depending on what you plan on doing later, if you don't really care about if you're going to take him with you, yeah, we'll do a test on that. But otherwise, I'm not going to worry.
Okay.
But it will cost dynamic action to time up.
Don't know if I want to take him with me. Probably not.
Yeah, this guy seems like a jerk.
Probably shouldn't even let him live, to be honest.
Yeah, they attack
Okay, now
children.
You're right. I probably won't tie him up. I probably will put him to sleep, and then are we allowed to kill people?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of broke
look at
the
that
ice with
face.
that one.
It's
Yeah,
Sam got to
I
do
did
it.
I
That
did
was a
tag this Twitch stream as good characters, which means they are morally good. Not-
I didn't like doing it.
Oh, if Superman did it, that makes it morally good. I'm gonna break this guy's neck.
Oh no.
oh no. I thought you were Batman. Batman never kills anybody
Yeah. Batman doesn't
if they're
kill anyone.
named.
Batman literally hung a man outside of the back of the Batwing. I can find that panel and I will show
I
it
know.
to you.
I know. I know. I'm being facetious.
He lived though.
No, he did. Batman said it's better this way.
Have you ever gone thinking about all this? Have you ever gone back and watched the original Batman movie, like with you know,
Michael
what's his name?
Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
And
the
you
only one I
remember,
rewatch on purpose.
like the armor goes around the vehicle, and all the guys are
What?
shooting with guns, and the little hubcap bombs come out and drop to the ground, and the
Mm-hmm.
next moment you see like the factory exploding. Man, Batman killed.
Fine. They're fine. They're
I
probably
will I
fine.
will rewatch Batman Returns because of the Penguin. He's wonderfully disgusting. It was one of Danny
Mhm.
DeVito's best roles.
That's true.
That's one of my favorites.
As the Penguins hold a funeral for him at the end.
I'm a big fan of Batman Begins and Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like those two. I watch
But
Batman movies. What can I say?
I
but back to the
back to-
character. So you just snapped a guy's
Real
neck.
ninjas,
Yeah,
okay? Real
yeah, yeah,
ninjas,
yeah.
Yeah.
not Bruce Wayne.
yeah.
Uh,
I go full Damian Wayne and I break this guy's neck.
Oh
There
no.
we go. That fits character. Yeah, okay.
there you go. All
Oh,
right.
no.
So he goes limp in your arms. And do you have any other actions left? Dynamic actions left?
I do. I had 4. I spent 1.
At this point, I
No,
think you'd almost
I've used my standard and I've spent 1. So I have 3.
okay.
Uh, probably use it to try to get up to. I'm going to assume that my team's got the goons. Like,
Probably.
my team can handle some goons. I'm gonna go fight the guy with the name. I'm gonna go help Takumi fight the named faced man.
All
Uh,
right.
so I guess I'll use a dynamic action to try to get up on the roof.
All right.
Um,
So just go ahead and make a simple test for if you want to jump up there and make it an attack at the same time. Uh, Otherwise, just make it the might athletics.
I mean, if I can jump up there and make it an attack at the same time, what would?
Heck yeah, it's a ninja game.
Okay, yeah. Can I do might and fighting with that also?
Yeah. Well,
I just
actually, you definitely, yeah, might would work because you are also using might to jump up there. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna use the most amount of dice that I possibly can at all given situations.
As one does in a dice pool based game.
All right. He rolled 3 successes.
Okay, I rolled 4.
All right.
So I jump my way up the roof, do like really cool front flip spins, and then like bring my foot out and kick him on the back of the head, and then land
All right.
behind him.
He spends a key, and you see a shell of like a scale, large scale of a snake, just whiz past and deflect the blow as where you would have hit.
I will interrupt at that point then.
Okay. Technically, it's you'd be interrupting Chet. Or is that what you're
Oh.
gonna do?
So, well,
Well,
I'll use another dynamic action to use deeper cuts to deal an extra damage to him to negate his key usage. So he'll still take 1 damage.
All right. There we go.
So now I have 1 dynamic action left. I'm going to hold on to it.
This is the fight in which we finally have learned to use all of our dynamic actions.
Truth.
I don't know
Took
what you
us a
guys have been
while.
doing. I'm always using
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, you've been
I
doing a lot
typically
more.
didn't have any.
Yeah, I
Same.
always roll 1.
All
That's
right,
true.
Guy, your turn.
Well,
So
was
I-
Takumi still interrupting?
I do want to interrupt.
Okay.
So while he's distracted by getting kicked in the back of the head, I want to quickly whip out 2 arrows and use beating my wings to fire 2 arrows, 1 at each kneecap.
Nice. Go for it.
So I have a -2 penalty, but he only gets 1 defense against both of the arrows.
Mm-hmm. All right. So he rolled, just tossing it out there, he rolled 5.
Okay.
Now he is also starting to. Oh, wait a second. Take away one of those. He rolled 4.
I would like to use a karma if I may.
Mm-hmm.
Do so.
Okay, so I'm using marksmanship and speed in order to react fast enough.
All right.
Oh yes. I got 4.
All right, you hit. Didn't wait a second. He had 5 and went down to 4, correct? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he defended.
Dang it! What are his knees made of?
He spun out of the way in a twisting move.
He's had both of his knees replaced.
So
They are metal.
They have
He
mouths that they're like
learns.
staple removers. They just.
guys,
Yeah.
your turn.
It's called the Easy Flow kneecap. Only 2 people have ever gotten the procedure done, and the other one is named Bruce Willis.
So it's my turn.
Yes.
So the ninja that threw the shuriken at me,
Yes.
he's still alive. Yes, he's still up and
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and step out from behind the post that I took cover from, and start explaining to him how he can improve his aim.
Are you trying to go for a psychological attack with
I'm,
this?
I am going to try and affect his composure.
Okay, let's go for it.
Can I do that with a knowledge persuade
Yeah.
to show him optimal trajectory and everything like that?
Yeah.
I am going to. You know what? It says I can do it after the fact, but I'm just going to go ahead and spend one of my dynamic actions to enhance the attack.
Okay.
It says a +2. Does that mean I just get a +2, or do I roll 2 extra dice?
Extra.
Just add 2 extra successes, right?
Should
Roll
be
2 extra dice.
Okay,
2 extra dice.
got it.
When it's 2 extra successes, it's usually pretty clear and says you get 2 extra successes.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 4 successes for that.
All right. He's a little dumbfounded and taken aback by this moment that is completely out of character with this combat. And you actually do affect his composure.
I wanted to try and make him angry. And I also wanted to spend another dynamic action for deeper cuts to add an extra damage to it.
Okay. He actually is less angry and more bewildered.
That too. I'm okay with that.
He's like, No, no, no. He actually will start talking back, and he's just like, no, 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 no. You don't understand. So,
We're
I
getting into a philosophical debate about how to optimally throw shuriken.
You two
yes,
are just actually-ing each other.
Basically, I'm gonna win this debate.
probably. All right. Was there anything else that guy was going to do this round?
Um, I was, depending on how he reacted. He didn't react the way I was expecting him to, but I can definitely run with this, and so I'm not gonna do anything just yet.
Now, you could always use your dynamic actions to continue the debate,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go
or
ahead and.
even spend it to interrupt him. But continue the debate. It's less, so it's one
I mean,
point.
I have 3, so I may as well spend one more, so that way I can have enough to do an interrupt. But so I'll spend one more to continue the debate.
Okay.
All right. So another knowledge persuade.
All right. Again, he got 2 successes.
All right. 1, 2, 3 successes.
All right.
Well, you see here, the reason why you think so is because you forgot this particular detail right here, which just kind of cascades into a
Nice.
negative feedback loop. And so that's why you didn't hit where you were expecting to. You can improve your aim if you do such, and so.
No, 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 no. And he actually starts to walk away from combat and is throwing shurikens at things. And he's like, I have no problem hitting what I'm aiming at.
Yeah, but not against a live moving target. And that's the thing I'm trying to get to. And this it continues on in the middle of combat.
He's like,
Try to hit that bug.
Oh, I
I'm
love
gonna go
this.
find something to practice on. And he runs off.
Oh, he just leaves?
Wow. Yeah,
He is that
just took off.
distracted and shaken up.
You found the perfectionist in the group.
I am the perfectionist. Me.
All right.
That's right.
So, guy, go ahead and hang on to your other 2.
Sure.
All right. So Kyo, Roxy.
Ronto is actually
Ronto.
before me, and then Kyo. And Kamu never got their turn last round. They're on a
I
4 in the initiative track.
I am so sorry.
It's okay. I forgot.
So what would you have had him do? Let's go ahead and get that in there.
So I left Kamu with Roxy and Guy, or Kyo and Guy specifically as backup. So if Kyo is still
He could be
trying,
totally helping me intimidate this guy.
yes, if Kyo is still trying to keep this guy that they've got on lockdown, then Camu can just kind of be like mean mugging him and growling at him to like keep him pacified.
I mean, I don't remember if it was Turner and Hoocher and K9 where the dog completely like had his mouth on the testicles of the bad guy and just
Like, do
threatened to
that.
bite down.
That was
It
K9,
was-
wasn't it?
I feel like I remember.
Yeah, I think
that
it's
Turner and
K9 with Jim Belushi. But yeah.
Hooch- Turner and Hoochie had the mouth on the dude's neck.
That's the one. And I have not watched the new show on Disney Plus of Turner and Hooch, so I don't know what the dog's doing now.
I mean, I didn't even know there was a show on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's got Josh from Drake and Josh is the Tom Hanks character.
I wish him all the luck.
So I think that Camu just looking particularly mangy, all Kyo really has to say is like, look, you don't want this dog to bite you. Even if the bite isn't that bad, you want the dog to bite you. And
Like, have you heard of tetanus? You can get it from this dog's mouth.
In green.
I promise.
you can get a lot of things from this dog's mouth. So I think it's just going to be straight up an intimidation roll to make sure that this guy, or straight up intimidation to make sure that this guy does not get out of Kyo's hands.
Okay.
So I guess can I use intimidation, and he will still get an additional. Oh, it's 3 dice per skill. These are just skills that it suggested that I use. Okay, so it'll be 3 and 3 no matter what I pick. I think. Oops. Intimidation and perform, I guess.
Okay.
For Camu. Good boy. 4 successes.
All right. With those 4 successes, he only got 2. He is not going anywhere. He is out of the combat
boy.
at this point, based on his psyche. So yeah, you have him pinned.
Okay.
Is there anything else you're going to do?
Not as Camu, but let me see. For Ronto's turn, is it now safe to say that the enemies on the ground that were attacking Guy and Kyo, are they now gone / intimidated?
There is, I believe, one more guy that
Okay.
was sticking around and has not taken damage yet.
Okay. Then I guess I think
Where's
Chet and
that yokel?
Takumi. I guess Chet and Takumi, I trust them to handle the snake guy. They killed one twin, they can kill the other. What I would like to do is take, I guess as a standard action, the guy who did not leave the net, I would like to grab the net and basically yank him up like a present in Santa Claus's sack.
Okay.
Um,
So fighting might, or is there something you're going to be doing with him?
I was thinking, uh, I was thinking maybe either athletics and speed to kind of like pull the wool over his eyes and pull it really fast. Does that make sense?
Okay. But what's your outcome? What is it you're trying to do?
For the standard action, I'm going to yank him up, put him over my shoulder, then run off the roof, and in another action, like club him down into the remaining
There
guy
we
on the
go.
ground.
Okay.
Nice. We're
So
just
you're gonna
killing
bam
everybody
bam
up
on
in
him.
here.
I want to pancake some people.
That is her ninja skill, is Bam Bam.
Person.
Bam, bam.
Remember,
My
it was
specialty is
bonkin'
bam
time.
bam.
It's my favorite clip, is it's bonkin' time.
Oh
Alright.
yeah.
So 3.
Um,
3 successes on his end as he's trying to throw you off balance,
Okay.
trying to pick him up.
So let's see. Speed and athletics. Can I get one for a description?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool description.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, okay. That is a 6, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes to net him.
Mhm.
As this teeny tiny child has just wrangled him up. And then I guess this is where I can use fight and might to jump off the roof and, bonk in time. Which is gonna be just double checking. Okay, 8. And I'm assuming that +1 just goes only to one of the moves, correct?
Yes, the first
Okay,
one is.
that's totally fair. Let's see, that is 4, 5, 6,
Let's see.
7 successes as I
Uh,
reunite these two friends.
Alright. You pancake the both of them. They both take 4 points of damage individually. I think that that's a fair way after you succeeded in that first test to use him as a weapon, that the overall damage is done to each of them.
Nice.
So, yeah, both of them are one of them, he's gonna be crawling out from underneath it, but he is essentially out of the combat just about. Uh, is there anything else you're gonna be doing, Ronto? Is that the last of your dynamic actions?
Let's see. That was a standard action and then one of the dynamic actions. I guess I technically have one more dynamic action to which the guy who's crawling out, he's almost out but not quite out of combat yet.
That is correct.
Oh, okay. Then as he's trying to crawl out of the pile, I just take my stinky foot and just
Oh
curb
no.
stomp his head down.
Oh no.
Oh no,
Okay.
indeed.
He got no successes, so let's see what happens.
I guess that's a fight and might again. And do I need to take a penalty for using the same stuff?
Uh, technically, but I don't usually use that rule, because that's
Okay.
usually on extended tests where there's been a failure in
Chet has
previous.
not been using that rule. I forgot about that rule.
Well, that's a extended test when you failed the first time.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And,
Then this is
yeah, and at the same time, go ahead I forgot because you went so far over on your attack, technically, you've got 2 boosts on this one.
oh
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's like a +2, right?
Yeah, it's a +2.
So additional dice.
Mhm.
okay, so +2 dice. So
Yes.
10 dice to curb stomp this nearly incapacitated man.
That's already rolled nothing to
Could
defend.
You could argue that because you're curb stomping him, you could use travel as one of your options.
Oh, where these feet take me. Well, here's a thought.
Go
Are they
with
still
God.
stacked? Are they still stacked one on top of the other?
Yeah.
Could I just stop the first one and just power through them?
Oh my
It's
god.
like one of those karate tests where you have to go through the steel or through the
wood.
cinder blocks,
Yeah.
and you're just 2 of them, just right down through.
2 birds, 1 foot.
That's
Go
right.
for it.
2 snakes, 1 foot.
3 ice blocks, 1 fist. This is how it goes.
I'm gonna
Math
need
is
a
getting
bigger
weirder every
dice
time.
tray. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Out of 10 dice?
Wow. Well, thank God he only rolled a 0.
This man might live.
I'm kind of okay
No.
with it.
No, he's out. It wasn't some explosive thing, but you did manage to still crush him.
Oh, jeez. All is
Alright.
fair in love and war. This is a war we're fighting.
And then now Kyo.
All right. So is all that's left then the guy I'm holding and Twin Boy up top?
Mhm.
Well, knowing that Kamu is also intimidating the guy that I'm holding, and he still cannot breathe it's continuing to get harder to breathe. I would like to take Um, man.
Fake man. Do it.
Yeah, I shall make man. Um, I am going to. Sorry, I'm trying to read this because I'm trying to understand because I may be misunderstanding how to do key on a general sense.
What are you trying to do?
Well, so like for the way of balancing scales,
Hmm.
do I have to roll for that first before I roll for my jutsu ability?
Okay, so how's it written up?
Well, way of balancing scales is just the jutsu track, but it
Yes.
says on a boost the ninja may convert whatever whatever. But so do all of my jutsus. They also say on a boost. So is that like an option for me if I succeed in my jutsu roll, or is that just because it's part of that jutsu tree? Or
It
When
okay.
when I boosted on mine, I combined the two. Because
okay,
like the way of the fire thing is on any boost that
okay,
deals with that tree essentially.
something in that tree.
Something happens. And then I looked at the actual jutsu and that had on a boost this happens.
Yeah, because they all don't have boosts, so I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. I just wanted to
That
make sure
that
that I wasn't not doing something.
that gives all of the jutsus a base boost at least.
Okay, cool. Then can I see Twin Boy?
Yes.
Then I am going to mold key one more time, and I'm going to try to cast Stone Lung onto him.
All right.
Okay. So that is 3. We do have a karma. May I use a karma?
Yes.
That takes us down to 1. Okay, so 4 dice. Let's go. That is 3. 3 successes.
3 successes. All right. So that is 3 rounds that he does suffer the stone lung. He did not get the boost, so that does not cause him the uh the additional, but does at least still go off. So he is at a -1 for his actions.
Okay, great.
Is there anything else you're going to do? That would have been just your standard action so far. How many dynamic actions do you have?
I only have 1. I've been rolling pretty poorly in that way. Um yeah, just a second. Where'd my thing go? Mm-mm-mm. Can I use Oh, no, I can't. Oh, yeah, I can. Um can I use my dynamic action to oh wait, I didn't use the mold key action, right? I used a jutsu, so that's different. So I'll keep my dynamic action for now.
Okay. So the enemy, the last of the twins, jumps into the air and says, "This isn't over." And Key begins to fluctuate, and you see him like around him. It's like spectral snakes slither across him. I need definitely the 2 people fighting him. So Chet and Takumi, you both get to make a perception check. So perception, intuition, or anything else that you think would also work.
Okay.
Uh, could I use marksmanship since I'm in a
Aiming?
battle looking for places to shoot things?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. 3.
All right. And I'm looking. It's going to be a 4.
Okay.
4 on the nose. I got it.
All right. You see that a jutsu has gone off, and the he essentially has cast off a skin of himself, and that is now what is in front of you, and he is actually trying to slink away and
Oh,
into the
okay.
darkness, and you actually see him trying to sneak. But the figure is in the air. You see both. You see one figure ahead of the other one, and he's leaping away this way.
Okay.
And he's going to be spending his dynamic actions to leave. So,
Okay.
Takumi, that means that you have the option, first one up in the next round. What are you going to do? Because just to lead us off, are you going to shoot him as he's running away? Are you going to point out to everyone else, "Hey, something's going on"? Uh, what are you going to do?
I would.
Did you guys have dynamic actions left?
No, I used the last ones that I had in order to try to take out his knees.
I only have one, but I can't
Because
do
you
anything with
can.
it.
There is a dynamic action called retreating attack. If someone attempts to break close combat quarters with the character and run away, the ninja may spend a dynamic action to make an instant attack on the coward.
Oh, that
And it's
is
usually a moderate check, so you'd need 2 successes for it to be, unless terrain or circumstantial obstacles make it
Okay.
harder
Well,
check.
okay.
only one person is aware that he is retreating.
Oh, was Chet not aware?
Chet is not aware.
When he jumped
Oh.
away, I think is what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he
He-
physically moves out of range.
I mean, I will say this, that the attack that you do will strike his skin. The skin.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think because I don't know because I failed to check, I would have tried still.
Okay, go for it.
I've got the one, so I'll try to hit him. 2 successes, so that meets that requirement. And I hit his skin, and it's gross and weird.
Yeah, your hand literally just catches it, and yeah, it's human skin that your arm is now wrapped up in.
Ew.
Yep.
Nasty.
To respond to your original question, I would probably, as a uh, out of instinct, attempt to shoot him as he's slinking away.
All right. So go ahead and roll your dynamic actions, and well, if it goes past you, then you know we'll all go ahead and roll up our dynamic actions, but it'll probably end right here.
Okay, I got 2 dynamic actions.
Okay. Is that two on? So one automatic and one that you rolled
1 success. Yeah.
I always forget that I get 1.
Yep.
God! I should have had 2 this whole time. That's okay. That's on me.
Would that be applicable to this?
Your character's background stuff that would give bonuses to striking in archery with perception.
Could I have
No,
also
not
had a
necessarily.
perception check on him when he
Uh,
left?
I was I was allowing the people that were right next to him to do it.
Oh, okay, that's all. That's all I was saying because I know I could look at him and remember he is at a -1 because I did get the stone lung off on him.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to. I'm going to channel key, and on seeing Chet like swipe through the weird snakeskin copy of him, I'm gonna go, no, it's that one, and I'm gonna point and I'm gonna shoot fire from my fingertip at him.
Okay.
Um. So clarify this for me then. If I've spent key already in the category that I need in order to activate said
It
thing,
It
Do I
does
use one less dice?
it does not affect the amount of dice you use, it is only the amount of points you have.
Okay. Cool. So this
Hmm.
is Yang and marksmanship. I only got 3 successes.
That hits, and that's a success, so
So that's 2 damage to him.
alright. Do you wanna spend a dynamic action to, do a deeper hit?
Um Shoot, if I can, I'll use both of my dynamic actions to pump 2 more damage into that if I can.
1 per attack.
Okay, then yes, I'll do the
Yeah.
1 then.
Alright. So, the arrow strikes him in the chest, in the heart, and he catches on fire, and everybody, in the darkness of the night, a figure is now illuminated, plummeting to the ground like a comet, and he strikes into the dirt, dead.
Two is dead.
Nice.
Good job.
So is combat essentially over?
Combat is over.
Okay.
If there are any other figures out there in the shadows, they slink away.
I look at I release the guy that I'm holding, and his stone lung should drop anyway. And I'll be like, go back to the pit from whence you came and f off, buddy.
Tell everyone what you've seen.
Yeah, tell everyone. No, no. You can relay a message to your leader that we don't go quietly into the night.
Rather loudly, in fact.
Briefly lost Justine's video feed.
Briefly
So
lost
here.
Justine, but
Sorry.
bring your camera back, Justine. You made the show look wonky.
Working on it.
Goodness.
I'm gonna look back at chat and go, must be a hereditary thing. They all die falling.
Yeah, I'll put my sunglasses on, staring into the burning man, and then offer you like a nut.
The invention of Burning Man!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, are you just out in the now we're suddenly in the desert wearing very strange, even too strange for Coachella outfits, and
No such thing.
Just pick up after yourself, remember.
Do you knuck back? Do we knuck up? We're gonna
Sure.
yeah.
it's like, what is happening?
I don't know. I was like,
But I
what
see
is he
now.
going?
You were leaving
we
the fist
knucking?
bump in the.
Yeah, I put on my sunglasses, staring at the burning guy, and then the camera like I put my fist up, and then you touch your fist to mine. The camera pans out on the fire, and
Yes.
how cool we are for starting it.
Yeah.
Now that I understand where the camera is, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, finishing out the story a little bit. So we went long with the combat, so we're not going to take a break, but we're going to go ahead and spend these last few minutes. We will do our closing narrative and everything. The innkeeper rushes out and begs for forgiveness, says that they were holding us all hostage. I am truly sorry. I will not, I will feed you my best food. You will stay in my best room. I'm so sorry that this happened.
Thank you. We understand that this was not an easy situation for you. I, we appreciate the offer that you've given us. Is there a dock master? We will need lodging for the night, but we need to secure passage for tomorrow. If you know of any more of these people that are around, I think they're probably gone, but uh, you know, I
Hopefully,
don't know.
my friends will return in dawn and all will be well. But the dockmaster, I will find him for you. And we will, if you are getting on that boat, I will get you to that boat. I can do that.
Can
We can do at least that.
How much of the fight did you see?
Not too much of it. I will say that the room that they had told me to hold for you is trapped.
Okay, well, we would like to not have that room, but we'll send. I look at Guy and I'm like, do you think you can disarm a trap or some traps?
You didn't even need to ask. I already got my tools. Let's do this.
Yeah, Guy's like going on up
Okay.
the stairs. I guess my big concern is do I get the impression that he witnessed us molding key?
Probably, especially with the initial flash that you did.
Okay. Then I am going to ask him very frankly, can we trust you to keep our secret?
Yes.
What
Yes.
about the other villagers? Do you think we can?
Nobody else would have been around to see it.
Okay. Well, we very much appreciate you and we will not forget this. Um, and I will give him some way to send a message to us should they return. You can use this to contact us.
Thank you.
This
I,
thing.
I would also like to at some point walk up to the innkeeper and bow very deeply and apologize for unintentionally bringing this mess upon them because this was apparently attached to an action that I had, geez Louise, months ago.
He understands. He's like, it's all right. I didn't understand what had happened. All we had heard of was the fall of Heymanmu. And since that happened, uh, they arrived not too long after that.
Hmm. Well, I'm sorry for making your lives so dangerous and difficult. That wasn't our or my intention.
We're just trying to get home. And unfortunately, our path has led us in conflict with more than one group.
Um, More is going on than should. That's all I can say. And I didn't. I would not fault any of you. And he's looking at you as if you are both fighters, but also children.
Thank
So
you,
that
because no one else ever does.
yeah
They're just like,
that
die,
We
children.
we're usually one or the other.
yeah. That night you are treated to essentially what is probably some of the best food you've had in a while. Uh, he presents you with homemade barbecue, essentially, uh, and at the same time presents you with caramelized treats.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you stay in an you have access to a bath. You stay in a fine room where each one of you have elevated cots.
Off the ground, y'all.
So the next morning, he arranges, and your wagon will be taken out separately, as well as your two mules will be taken to the ship and loaded up,
Yay.
and you will go with them. Once you're on the ship, they pretty much they're like, it's we're not going to be putting down in Sensuman. Sensuman is under heavy occupation. We will be going further along the coast. Uh, and that strikes you as odd, but they basically also tell you that so there was an explosion in Heimenmu, and people weren't sure what happens, but it looks like the vast majority of their worker force there are gone, like weren't there when the explosion happened. And the mayor is also dead.
Viva la revolution.
Nobody's quite certain what happened, but of course, the Empire is blaming Ninja. Sensuman, not long after that, fell under occupation, and the Emperor began conscripting people from the town. And they had somebody there that could sense ki and was going around finding people, anyone who said, that they seemed to have the ability, untapped or possible, to mold ki, and the Empire took them into custody.
That's not good.
Just because they could, not because that they were actually ninja.
Yes. So they're like, "We're no ship. You will not find any ship that is still free docking in Sensuman." But you make your way across across the bay, further down into the mainland on the other side. You are now within the neighborhood, of within that kind of thought. The area that you grew up in, the areas that you traversed the most of the empire. You are pushing your way through, crossing rivers, and over the course of a week or two, you're about to go over the river and cross into Danketsu. It has been a long journey, longer than I think anyone was prepared for. But you make your way into the village. People, are excited. Different members of your clan run out, and there's rejoicing that all of you returned. And Kyo, your rumors have come through your company to your family that you have been doing well, and they're impressed with everything you've done, and they basically are. There's a whole lot happening, but finally, uh, the old spy master shows up. Uh,
Hajime Abe?
yes, Hajime basically shows up and says, "Look, everyone." We have several teams that have returned, and we're going to be having a meeting soon. I think that there are probably much to discuss about the informations that we've learned. So, that said, let's let these young people get back to their families and relax for a bit. In 3 days' time, after you've had time to unwind and collect your thoughts, write down whatever you think you need to. In 3 days' time, we will all meet back up with all these teams and discuss. And I think we're going to go ahead and call our game there to some extent. I will ask y'all if there are any final actions that you would want to do before I go any further. So, is there anything that you think your characters would do now you're back in town? Is there anything specific?
Is so we still have Tomoe with us, right? And
Yes.
Shuji?
Yes.
Does does Tomoe need a place to stay?
Suji need a place to
She
stay.
does. Uh, Shuji will be kind of, ushered by Hajime Abe, and the two of them will discuss because he has a lot of information on his end to talk about. Basically a debriefing.
Mm.
Well, I
But
talked to my parents about letting Tomoe stay at our house.
okay, they are more than happy to have her. So, is there anything else anyone else is going to be doing?
I'll Chet will probably find Ito and tell him about everything that happened, but mostly about the enlightened whose life he took on his way back.
Yeah, that might not be good. I don't know how the Enlightened deal with that stuff.
He
But I
It's
contend that he was a.
probably no worse than keeping him alive to come after us again.
I will say that I contend that he was a hypocrite because he joined with Ninja to come get you for joining with Ninja. So
Yes.
Ito, your master Ito will tell you. Hajime Abe believes that the Fangs are trying to ally with the Empire, much like the Golden Lions have, and it this could be a sign of that might be something to fear. But at the same time, your master will tell you there will come a time for a reckoning where we must face the enlightened, especially their current master. He killed our grandmaster and convinced the enlightened that the ninja were the ones that did it. It's why if he falls, the enlightened will leave the crusade. If he is removed as their head, they will no longer participate.
Then I guess I've got some more training to do.
He nods. Is there anything else anyone else was going to do with this at this point?
Uh, I think, well, Ronto doesn't really have friends outside this group. Um, and as much as she doesn't, and this doesn't have to be like a whole scene or anything, as much as she does not like expect a crazy huge reception from her family, she knows that she should go back and not just hide back in her hidey hole to at least let them know that she's not dead. Uh, that's essentially all that she does, and whatever that entails afterward.
Oh,
oh no.
Do
She
we lose
froze.
again?
The ultimate
Uh-oh.
cliffhanger.
Oh no.
Can you hear us, Justine? Her internet must have bugged out.
yeah.
But
We'll give
I
her a
was gonna
moment.
ask if Ronto wanted to stay at our house too, and we'll just have a big slumber party. Oh no.
Oh
Uh,
no.
did I get frozen? Did you
You
hear
were frozen
anything I
briefly.
You
said?
did.
No,
I
You
got
no.
frozen, yeah.
we
Oh,
we heard up until the point that you were going to go back to your family and not hide in your hidey hole.
uh, yeah. She. It doesn't have to be a whole scene. She's gonna go back to at least let her family know that she's not dead. And whatever happens with that interaction, she will take these next few days to very seriously write down everything that she has learned. She doubts that she's learned anything that Guy and the rest of the group haven't already picked up on, but whatever she compiles, she will give to Guy or Kyo to kind of say much more eloquently to their report because she does
Okay.
not trust herself to report orally very well.
Okay.
Well, if you I don't know if you heard me, but you're more than welcome to come stay at Kyo's house, where we're all going to have a slumber party, or at
Uh,
least all the girls.
she will take you up on that, but she will at least just poke her head in at home. So
Sure.
she's never been away from home before, and she knows she should at least tell her family that she's not dead.
Your mom is there, and she, checks you out, makes sure you're all in one piece, and informs you that your father's off on a, assisting a mission. So, go clean up, and we'll have dinner.
Okay. Uh Sounds cool. And she will clean up.
Nice. Did you
It's
know that your camera's not on?
I know. I was afraid to
Okay,
fiddle with
that's
it in
fine.
case it.
That's fine. Don't fiddle with it. It's fine. I got you up there.
it's all good. That said, with everyone else, just quickly going through it. So, Chet, you have the opportunity to train. Your master does have a small gathering for anyone that you feel, basically anyone that was felled. while you're on this mission, he offers up prayers, and basically does a small just ceremony, you know, saying that may we in some future life not be in conflict. And Takumi, your mom, of course, is overjoyed,
Hmm.
and she was certain you would return, and she bought the largest set of paints you have ever seen. She's just like, I figured you'll have plenty to talk about, well, or share, as it were. And
And that
so,
that one guy busts out of the kitchen with a mixing bowl. Is like, "Oh, hey, champ, welcome home."
I'm not going to do that to you, but uh,
If
yeah.
if he was there, I would just walk up to him and like twirl an arrow out of my quiver and just hold it right up in his face and like, I have killed
Twice.
twice.
Uh,
But yes, I do want to, in the time between now and the debrief, want to work on that piece that I started in the wagon.
okay. Uh, Ronto.
Yes.
Uh, for the most part, you have how would you describe it, Kyo? What do y'all do with your girls sleep
Girls'
out, sleep
night?
over, whatever?
Uh,
With the one girl that doesn't clean up, the one girl who's been masquerading as a boy, and the
Took a
former
bath.
noble. Yeah.
well, I tell my parents I go ahead and muster the strength to and the emotional fortitude to be like, hey, um, so everybody knows that I'm a girl now. I can keep up the charade when I'm on the road, but amongst my friends, they at least know. Um, and and then I'm like, and Tomoe needs a place to stay, so like she's on the run from an arranged marriage with someone who's a pawn of the empire. So I think she should be able to hide out here in Danketsu for a while. So we're gonna just chill out and I don't know, drink some ramune and eat some pocky and talk about the boys while they're not here
Is
or
that
anyone
what
else.
is that what girls do? I don't think
I don't
Kyo
know.
or
I don't know.
Ronto
I
have
haven't
ever
been one
done
in a while.
Probably like the
I know.
first girls'
hangs.
night ever.
I don't know.
Is
I
that
just read about it in a pamphlet one time in one of the in
brochure
Sensuman.
Teen Beat
to have a
Um,
girl
pamphlet.
sesh?
yeah, it was a pamphlet called Bop, and then there was another one called Tiger Beat, and I just Clan of the Tiger Beat. Um, but no, we just hang out, and I I assume Tomway is staying at the house
Yeah.
indefinitely, and I tell Ronto, I'm like, if you don't want to have to go back all the time to your parents' house, we've got plenty of room here. Um,
Nah, it's
my
cool.
dad might want to put you to work a little bit, but it wouldn't be too bad.
I mean, I'm usually okay with work, but I think I'm cool, when I'm fed up with family and I just go sit in the forest. It's what I do. And
That
if
is
I'm
what you
really
do.
fed
That's
up with
fine.
them, I'll sleep there. Uh and and forage there. I might wrestle with the local bears again. But thanks. I'm good though.
Tomoe for your girls' night uh, hangout is like, y'all need help, and she,
Take us under your wing.
yeah,
Yeah, teach us.
she helps y'all basically sneak out of the house later that night, and she will take you to. Goodness, let's go ahead and say she takes you to a dance club, and yeah,
There's a dance club in Danketsu. Is it called
why
Dance
not?
Ketsu?
Absolutely, it
It's
is.
Yes, it is now.
is it an
Dance
is it
Ketsu.
like is it like 17 and under night? Where they let the kids come in and dance?
Yeah, it's
No,
the
no.
under 21 night.
Yeah.
In fact, she makes it a point of while you are there, she helps y'all hide in the rafters and harass the boys that are trying to dance and like use spit wads with straws.
Oh man, see this is grade A ninja shit. We can do this. Okay, I thought we needed to do some other stuff.
Wait, I know we haven't
No,
really
that's what.
interacted much, but I didn't think you were cool. This is awesome.
Yeah, she's like, we only tell the boys that we do the other stuff.
What's the other stuff?
Sit around and play with dolls.
I haven't had a doll since I was like 4.
I know, but that's what we tell the boys.
I mean, I sold some. I worked for a toy maker for a while, but that's where we got our first wagon.
Well, no, we tell the boys that way they don't want to come.
Oh.
Yeah.
Girls are mysterious.
Indeed.
She's just like deep pondering from the rafters.
Guy, you have that dream again
Oh no.
that something calls out to you, and it is out in the waves.
Oh
And
no.
again, those three glowing eyes calling to you, saying, you belong here.
Oh no.
But with that said, we are going to go ahead and fade to black with all those different things hanging in the air. So, everybody, really quick, you will get 4 base XP for the night. I think everybody did a wonderful job. I'm not even going to ask. I'm giving you all a bonus XP. You all are walking away with
Well,
5.
that's good
If
because I put the poll up and Chet got 2 votes, and then I saw that Pappin contributed 100 channel points, which gave him an additional vote. So both of those votes were Pappin.
oh
Not my
oh
fault. None of you
Yeah, I
guys
mean,
opened up and
you're
voted.
that's
I didn't
true.
know we
No
were
one else.
voting.
Because I
I
thought we were
I
being fair and democratic, and I don't
I
know,
know.
not attributing to a vote that we were a
Hey.
part of.
If you run for president, you're allowed to vote.
It's a vote. I
This
glitched
is
out of that part.
That's democracy right there.
Happen, if you knew me, you would know that would never happen.
but that said, so everybody's getting a 5. We're going to go ahead and put it there.
sweet.
If chat comes in with a another vote that is substantial, they really feel somebody did awesome tonight, we'll go ahead and throw in another XP for that person. But that said, this is our penultimate episode of Growing
Yeah, I
Shadows
called
3.
it the season finale because it's technically the season finale, but there is an end of it's like after credits stinger that will be airing in 2 weeks on August 19th. August 19th. There will be a pre-recorded. What is that scene called in Return of the Jedi,
Prologue.
John? The one that you said you're modeling this after, was it in Return of the Jedi?
Oh, God, I can't remember now.
Council?
The one with Mon Mothma.
It's where
or
everybody gets together in Return of the Jedi, where you've got all
the whole
group.
rebellion is there, and
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna be. We're gonna have our big ninja powwow.
We're at it's Return of the King when we all go into the white light.
well, it's
There we go.
Everyone's really happy to see Gandalf.
Don't
Yeah.
they die when they do that? Did I misunderstand?
No, they
I
didn't die.
saw the last time I saw that scene, it was in slow motion because it's hilarious.
No, that's they all die in Narnia when they go to Narnia. That's the one where they all die.
I thought the white light thing was a metaphor
Spoiler.
for going to heaven because that's what I was told in like junior high.
Well, you know, whatever it means to you is what it means to you. But yeah, so on August 19th we will be having a post-season stinger. If you would care to join us for that, we'll announce it.
Yep. Growing Shadows will be returning in roughly about 2 to 3 months, somewhere in that area. We have September we are taking off because, well, if all goes well, we'll be taking a vacation. So if the world continues to some extent,
It better freaking go well. We've already paid for it. So yeah, if
yeah,
the pandemic doesn't ruin it again. So
yep. But we're going to be taking a vacation in September. I will be having a show that will be a holdover for a brief moment there. I'm going to be doing a mini series. Is it all right if I go ahead and make that announcement? I mean, I don't want to ruin the
yeah, that's
thunder of
fine.
this show, but uh, so we are going to be playing a fairly rare game, at least in America, called Fragged Empire. It is a space game originally out of Australia, but it was also distributed in England, to some extent also distributed in the USA, but kickstarted extremely well. The Wade Dyer, who made the game, is a kind of a renowned game designer afterwards, I would say, but Fragged has been wonderful. There are, I think, 10 books in the series now. The artwork is absolutely amazing, but it takes place in space around 100 years after a huge apocalypse in space, essentially. Mankind has died off a long time ago and created a race to carry on their legacy to some extent. And that race ended up in a huge war with another race from somewhere else in the galaxy. Both those races are gone now, and all their genetic creations are what are left over to populate the universe. So humanity's gone, and what you're going to have are a bunch of weird races that were created to be soldiers. But it's less a combat game and more a space pirate game. That's the way I would describe it. But it's a lot of fun, a very unique world. The art, like I said, is absolutely mind boggling. If you ever get a chance to this, go look at the PDFs. The quick start guide for it is available on Drive Through RPG. But I'm going to be running about 4 games of that coming up pretty soon, and we'll make our cast and everything else announcements about that when we get closer in. And that'll put us into October when around that time we will be setting our date and starting back up. All right. Well, I think that's a great place for us to go ahead and call it tonight. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much to my players for coming back together and getting this one episode done on an off day for us. And thank you all our viewers who managed to still come on by. Sorry things didn't work out Thursday. That's just how the internet's works sometime. But we really appreciate it, and we hope that you will love what the special episode that we have coming up. See y'all later. Night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Ready for this?